ever heard about life.
We're live. Make sure everything's good. Yep, looks like what up, Adrian Wells? Member for 16 months. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
the super chat as well. Yeah, drink more water. We early, bro. Yeah, we early.
We ain't on CP time tonight.
We are early. You know. So yeah, we're gonna hold you guys too much longer. What up, Ant-Man? What up, Ant-Man? We're gonna let the folks get in here. Let me go ahead and share this thing. Rashawn Davis. Ain't that the one that be always talking that shit?
Who was that? That old dude that was cussing out T.I.?
Rashawn, yeah, he be saying some wild shit. He's hilarious.
He was cussing out T.I.?
Oh, who's that old dude that cussed out T.I. and his son?
Oh, Charleston White.
He be saying, I think he's the one to be saying some like real like white Republican like shit.
Did you see Mano choke out that YouTube TikToker?
Yeah,
who?
It was fake. Oh, it was a skit. Okay.
Who?
Mano.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Guy asked Mano what he do if he whoop his ass. He said, "What'd you do if I whoop your ass?" or something like that. And Mano choked him out.
Dwayne Marty Wu Young.
Mano was on there. He said,
yeah, I saw that. I was wondering if that was
I'm about to say Mano stopped slapping niggas since what 05, 06
yeah,
since High Hater came out.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was a hit record, bro.
Why not?
You listen to When the last time you listened to High Hater, kid?
From New York. That's
I forgot the song existed.
Hustle hard, stack paper. You see,
he probably beat somebody up in New York to make that shit hot, to make it pop. Yeah, he beat up some radio niggas.
Bro, that shit is a Barney's nursery rhyme.
Yeah, David says that they are Republican. Okay, so yeah, I thought so.
He is a Republican.
Yeah, it might be lying, but that's what they say. So I take anybody that word. So that's what's up. I like it. We need, diversity, bro. We need the different.
We always say diversify. Once you hear a nigga Republican, you ain't trusting that nigga for shit.
Once you see Tim Scott on TV, like,
once he wear the red cap, he ain't invited to none of the shit that y'all got going on.
He changed the name to like Tom or something like that. It can't be Ray Sean to be Republican.
Why not?
Because Ray Sean.
They call him Ray. They call him Ray at the meetings.
They call him Ray.
They call him Ray at the meetings.
Ray Rip.
They call him Sean at the meetings.
Rushawn. They call him Rushawn.
All right.
Drink more water so you make him a mod.
Sure. I almost accidentally blocked him. Hold on.
High Hater was so garbage. So garbage, bro. And I knew that at the time. I was like, bro, who? Man, it was on beat. It was on 106. I was like, bro, what?
Yeah, like it was like ranked.
That's what I realized, bro. And I think I agree with you. I don't know if you agree with me on this point. Ever since the internet found out about hip hop, it left New York, and it ain't never come back. New York. The only reason why New York, my theory is the only reason why New York dominated so long in hip hop was because there was no internet.
All the buildings were there.
Yeah,
there was
no. That too.
Yeah, all the stuff was there, but there was no internet. Yeah. Like once Soulja Boy popped, Soulja Boy is the reason why the South took over. Because once you realize, this is everybody doing all this shit.
Right, it's true, 100%.
Hey man, you got niggas. That's hilarious.
You made it, bro.
What he got, a nickname?
Yeah, they got a nick.
Oh, he got his bro. Where y'all, bro? I hate y'all with that picture. Y'all took one still shot of a nigga, bro.
You hate us, but you were the one that did it.
It was a video. It wasn't like I posted on IG trying to look cute.
You see it? Hold up. Yeah, man. Can you see it?
That is probably one of the most one of the greatest videos we have, bro.
It was. All the comments about the blunt. That shit was hilarious.
Yep. All right, let's get started. This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth Beans. Joining me on the show, we have Shelton.
What's happening?
We have Spike.
What up, though?
And Nick.
What's going on?
FIFO will be joining us, but he got his priorities mixed up backwards. So he's at home playing Madden right now, y'all.
Oh, get him.
Make sure you check out the
They
League
gonna tear him up in the
podcast.
chat.
Make sure you check out the League podcast, Dead End Sports, in collaboration with Dead End Games.
Check us out. It's on Twitch. We stream it before we do the show at 8:00.
I bet if he go be in there, that baby be crying and everything. He still be playing.
Not right now.
Nah, the baby only cry when he throw picks. The baby cry when he fuck up.
So that baby crying all the time.
Yeah, it's not a quiet household in the.
I watched his Super Bowl the other day.
You should never. I was getting so weak when you put that in check. Like, damn, you were so close.
Sheldon Penny.
He was an
Sheldon, the
asshole.
last nigga you want. He the last nigga you want watching somewhere you compete.
Anything that got you competing and you do, and it comes to the winner or loss, he is going. He lurk in the back to hate.
Yep.
Sheldon is the
He
LaShawn.
really does.
He got good timing. He got great timing.
Yep.
His timing is impeccable.
He's the LaShawn McCoy of the chat.
Timing is impeccable. Yeah.
I was watching his face because he thought he was in that game. Like he thought he was in it. I say, man, he about to lose this right here.
At what point did you realize that he was going to lose the game?
Halftime.
Halftime.
Hey, man, on that last drive.
Yeah.
Because if he had held him on the goal line, it would have been, he wouldn't have scored going in the half.
Yep.
Boy, that was a fourth down. He ran it on fourth down and ran right over his safety.
Yep.
FIFO was through. It was over with. Oh, man.
All right.
People in the chat looking for Q.
Man, I haven't heard from Q, bro.
You ain't been in the group chat or nothing.
Normally, I hear from Q on the side.
Even if you don't hear from him, he's in the chat.
Bro, I haven't heard from. I'm like legit. Like yesterday, I was like, man, I need to check on this brother.
Yeah.
Because normally at some point throughout the week, I hear from Q just via text or something. Bro.
Random.
I haven't seen Q, man. I'm
Since he talked
concerned for
about
the
that
brother.
Eagle Super Bowl, he ain't been.
And we talking basketball too,
Bro,
man.
that nigga
He's
was
gone.
so geeked about the Super Bowl too. Talking about some,
Yep.
hey, I'm gonna come back regardless of the
Y'all
winner or
make
dub.
sure, blah,
But
blah.
you know it's a dub. Peace.
Mm.
Like, I was like,
He
bro,
did
as
a
soon
mic
as I-
drop on us and everything.
As soon as I seen him do the peace sign and he cut to fade to black, I was like, that nigga gone because they about to lose that. That's how I knew they was gonna lose the Super Bowl.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Well, let's go ahead and get started. So we're not.
This is mostly gonna be an NBA show, of course, because there's not much football going on. However, there was a interesting story NFL wise that I want to get to before we get into our whole shebang about the NBA. There was an article that came out, I think, on the Athletic, that dealt with. I forget specifically, but I know Russell Wilson was in the story, and they were talking about the behind the scenes stuff that happened in Seattle. And I think they alluded to him being like KD in the situation where he asked for the head coach and the GM to get fired. And then instead they traded his ass. So are y'all aware of that story? Did y'all hear about it?
Yep.
I saw the headline. I didn't read the actual story though.
Yeah. So yeah, the headline is it's the main thing. That the Russell Wilson story, part of the story is really just like a portion of it, not really the whole story. But that's the most interesting because it's like, where the hell did this come from? And then people are like piecing it together with how this past season went, as far as like that first game against Seattle and Denver, the post game with Pete Carroll and the stuff that he was saying. Obviously, all the stuff that Richard Sherman and Legion of Boom have said in the past. Pretty much everybody's saying like, why don't people really fuck with this dude? Like, what's really going on? And I think everybody's honestly on two sides of this. And I'll pose the question to y'all. But like, the first side is to me is that Russell Wilson is overrated, and the other side is more of, why are people so hard on Russell Wilson when he's done all this?
That's very interesting.
Those are the only two sides that I see. People defending Russell, but from the standpoint of like, why are you really shit talking to him when he's an accomplished QB, versus the other people saying like he's overrated, he got carried by that defense and all that other shit. But my question to y'all, everybody, is what was y'all reaction to the story when y'all first heard it or the headline?
It didn't surprise me, at all. The rumors, everything that we've heard since Marshawn Lynch did not get the ball, have over time proven to be true. And it's these stories, like people, of course, when they lost the Super Bowl, they're gonna try to stay together, this, that, and the other. But sometimes they'll be making this shit up out of nowhere. So it didn't surprise me, especially when Russell Wilson wasn't all that good for the last couple of years he was there. It was like, bro, you don't have any leverage. You don't have anything to stand on for you to be coming here making damn demands when the problem actually may be you. And we come to find out, based on how Gino played versus how Russ played, regardless of what I thought about it throughout the year, it's proven to be true. There's a big difference between when you look at Denver, when you look at Seattle, and how both played out. You just can't ignore the data. The data shows that Russ may have been the problem. And now Denver, they're stuck with him.
What about you, Sheldon?
I agree. It you didn't know whether we were not privy to what was going on because we saw Russ win and he looked good doing it on the outside, but on the inside it had to be some problems going on. And you wouldn't hear this much about Russ had he went to Denver and produced a little bit at least. We wouldn't even get none of this talk. But now the microscope is on and it's on heavy because he's done nothing. And like you said, we saw it first game of the season, Spike called it when he was talking about how Gino
could do the same thing Russ did.
And to lose that game set the tone for the rest of the year. And it made us look back like, dang, and we talked about it then. We all got on you about Pete Carroll. It was like, we looking at Pete Carroll like he was the one.
He was the problem, right?
Yeah, so that first game was a microcosm of the whole situation. Russell was the issue. And of course he's going to decline. He's getting older, so he's not going to be the same player he was before. He is undersized and he has some deficiencies that he overcame in his youth that he's going to struggle with now. And it's showing its ugly head along with all the other baggage and all the other stuff that goes along with it. So it's just piling on and on and on. Sean Payton said the same thing. Like nobody would even be talking about The Office if he played better.
What he's supposed.
Yeah.
I think they would be talking about The Office because that ain't a football thing. And I think that's part of the problem of what's wrong here. Russell Wilson got too caught up in being Russell Wilson versus a winning Super Bowl quarterback. Like he got caught up in the Sierra and the off the field stuff. And I have to live into this persona of I'm Russell Wilson. That's where you get, when you come to Denver, man, we're going to give you your own office outside of the locker room. That's not a football thing. Like you can talk to Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees. None of them would take an office outside of the locker room because they know how important that it is to be a quarterback in the locker room and for people to buy into you. So now it makes a lot more sense when we see during the season a backup defensive tackle yelling at Russell Wilson coming off the field like, bro, tap into the game because you ain't around. We don't know who you are. You like just some superstar.
He had an open door policy though, Spike.
Get out of here.
Bro, when I
that's crazy though. Like that ain't a football thing. You don't do that in football, bro.
For me, my reaction to it was because I remember I used to defend Russell a lot on this show. I was like, bro, outside of black women, the most disrespected person on this earth was Russell Wilson.
That's wild.
And it sounds crazy. Even
right
it
now,
sounded crazy
crazy
then, and it's crazy. It's crazier now because it's like it's weird to talk about him. Because you know what you see on the field. He's made throws, he's done things. It's not like he's shitty. I know he's playing around like that. That's the main thing I want to get to because I see both sides. That's why I told y'all both sides of those arguments when it's about Russ is interesting to me because we know he's not shitty. However, we don't really know how good he really was because since then he hasn't been able to do much.
Nothing.
He lost to Dak Prescott in the playoff game. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like I'm just saying, like, he hasn't done much since that second Super Bowl run / horrible loss.
He ain't done anything since the interception. Since the interception to lose the Super Bowl.
He hasn't won an MVP. He hasn't really been like overall the best quarterback in the league. Like, he's just been a really above average guy.
Yeah. And
last season was like obviously his worst season of his career professionally. But now this may be his most important season of his whole career. Oh, especially with Sean Payton as his coach, especially with all the stuff that we're hearing now. It's like I don't really know how to gauge him going into the season because the expectations would be like he has to do better, of course. But now it's more like you got Sean Payton. You damn near gotta get there.
You got to, first of all, get rid of that office. You got to get rid of the office first.
Oh, that's already gone.
That's done. And yeah, like playoffs. Like
Like we ain't talking about first round.
And
type shit.
I ain't talking about 9-7, barely squeaking. I'm talking about like 13-4.
You got
dominating the season, home field. We won one play.
He fuck around.
Absolutely.
I want to say he fuck around has to get to maybe the conference championship game.
Yeah. In a division,
for us,
in a division with Russell Wilson. I mean, excuse me,
with Patty
and
Herbert. And I'm only saying that because
and maybe Aaron
if he
Rodgers.
if he wins, if he has a playoff season and they lose in the first round, what does that prove? That proves nothing of what we've already thought. If anything, that goes to Sean Payton. That would go to his credit that he actually was able to turn around his team in one season. Yeah. But as far as Russell and his legacy, bro, I think he has to get to an AFC title game this season. Yeah. Otherwise, everybody's gonna look at him like, you got carried, bro. You're a glorified Trent Dilfer.
And you got a quarter of a billion reasons why he should. So you're right.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting, that story, and like the unraveling Russell Wilson's interesting. I always said that, bro. Ever since he got with Sierra.
Yeah.
It ain't been the same, bro.
He left the white woman for Sierra. We supposed to be excited.
The only thing that grew was his bank account.
It was
his celebrity group.
If we're really being honest, Sierra was just his blackface.
That was his beard. He said his beard.
This make y'all know me.
Yeah,
like I ain't really over there. See my wife, y'all know I'm cool, right?
Exactly. It's like, oh shit, he actually is one of us. He ain't that cornball brother. Yeah. Was that about him or was that RG3?
It was him.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So
it was like the whole debate with him and versus Future.
Yeah, I mean, but that move made him part of like the black discourse.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, so now it's like
because he was the first nigga to go back.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Most niggas when they get rich and get money, they ain't coming back to black women.
They bleach it up, bro. They bleach it up, and he didn't. He went and got us a blackface.
He definitely had some bad milk.
He had skim milk. Like he came back.
He had goat milk.
Yeah, he had like almond milk.
He had But I just thought that was interesting. So we could jump into the NBA. I know everybody want to talk about NBA shit. I know we got some games going on. I see that the Lakers are losing to the Memphis Grizzlies on TNT, and Milwaukee and Brooklyn are. Milwaukee was losing, but they coming back. But since we were talking about, since I brought up, I believe those were two. One team in the East, one team in the West. Obviously, you know the title of this show is Contenders versus Pretenders. We'll be going through 1 through 10 seeds of both conferences to let y'all know what we think, who is the real contender, who's pretenders. But before we get into that, this week is a very interesting week for a specific team in the East, the Boston Celtics. They have at least 3 primetime games this week. All on ESPN, and they had a primetime game on this past Saturday against the Philadelphia 76ers, which they won. That was a great weekend game randomly, which it felt like a playoff game. But my question to y'all is, why is the NBA pushing for the Celtics to be the face of the East? And I say that because the Milwaukee Bucks, I said this in the chat too, no one's really talking about the Milwaukee Bucks like that. Or at least I like how I think they should, even though they won a title less than 3 seasons ago.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they don't talk about.
They're the last team in the East to win a title in the last 3 seasons, last 2-3 seasons. Why are we not talking about Giannis? Why are we not talking about this Bucks team now that Chris Middleton is coming back slowly but surely? Drew Holiday seems like he's got a battery in his back. Why is it always Celtics this, Celtics that? We're trying to make Jason Tatum more than what he is.
I mean, one, the Celtics are a storied franchise and predominantly white fan base. Oh, that's a lot of white fans, but that's the old Boston money white fans.
One of the biggest NBA markets.
Yeah. So they've been waiting for them to be good for a while. Tatum versus Brown. Let's just look at the colors. You know, that'll tell you everything you need to know right there.
Because is it me or is Jaylen Brown not the better player between them two?
I like JB more than JT.
He shows up in primetime. That's
because that game against Philly, he was there. They are not in that game if it wasn't for him.
But hadn't Jason Tatum hadn't Jason Tatum had bigger moments?
No.
The dunk on LeBron, the 50-point games. Like, he's had bigger moments. But I do agree that Jaylen Brown is more consistent, especially in big games. If it's big games, Jaylen Brown is my Batman, and Jason Tatum is cleaning up. But the reason that they pushing Jason Tatum more is he dunked on LeBron. He carried them to the finals.
They thought he was
like
next.
That's the whole. They think he's the dude.
That was so long ago, and
no, it's still.
It was.
I get shit in a group chat today because I told 7 people Jason Tatum is not that dude. He'll never be that dude. He just don't have it. And every time he get a 50-point game, every time he get an NBA All-Star MVP, I told you Jason Tatum was the guy. They don't hold him to the same expectations. Like, well, you got to win now if you're the guy like that most other superstars are held
and that's what I'm saying. Like, I know Jason Tatum has moments. I'm not denying those moments, but those moments where I thought were like building blocks for his ascension, but they just seem to be like,
that's
okay,
him.
like it's like, okay, he can go for 50. That's fine. Did he go for 50 in the finals? I looked up them finals things and like, especially that game 6, that elimination game, Jaylen Brown showed up.
Yeah.
Yep.
If Jason Tatum even matched Jaylen Brown, they win that game and possibly push it to 7.
Right. It's Jason Tatum's team quarters 1 through 3. Quarter 4 in the fourth quarter is Jaylen Brown.
Why is nationally the perception that it's Tatum's team though?
Go ahead.
Well, he had the most hype 1 and 2. He averages more points. He takes more shots. So that's why.
The media picks a guy and that becomes their guy.
Mm-hmm.
Tatum.
This reminds me of a conversation we had where I was like, give me DeMarcus Cousins over Anthony Davis. When they were trying to sell us Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember that.
That was their guy. It took a minute for them to let Anthony Davis go, and they still got to hold on to him a little bit. But Tatum is their guy regardless of what he does. So they just wait for these moments to happen. And he's a great player. He looks like he has it at times, but there's just something seems to be missing. He's not really flashy.
Because I called it out yesterday. I told y'all before the Knicks played the Celtics. I was like, bro, the Knicks is like, they may get this game right here because I don't, especially with Brown out again. I don't know how this team moves with Jason Tatum as the guy. And like, if you looked at that game, granted it was just one game, so I'm not going to put too much stock to it. But when Tatum is off, how is he affecting the game? That's what I really that's what I kind of focused on watching that game because he was off. The Celtics were off overall as far as they're like a high 3-point shooting team, and they weren't hitting shit that game. So how else are you getting? How else is he scoring? He did some nice moves here. He had like
he came through in the clutch.
He came through in
fourth quarter. He came through. He had that tip in. He had a couple big possessions, and he was like, he didn't have a great game, but at the end he was there. That's more than you can usually say for him.
That's what it was with Philly though. He didn't have a great game, but at the end he was there. And they won that game barely though. And I still credit a lot of that to Jaylen Brown because if you look at the end of that third quarter going into like a majority of that fourth, Jaylen Brown is doing everything. He's guarding Harden. He even guarded Embiid for a period. He's getting steals. He's getting fast break points. He's doing everything he can.
He the field nigga.
Yeah. He work nigga.
You know, Tatum in the house.
Workhorse.
It's good. We help. Brown gonna do all the work and Tatum's gonna get all the glory. But Tatum is a baller. It's not necessarily about his game. Like there are moments when I'm looking at them like, damn man, this bro killing it. But then there are just moments when it's not like you know, everybody has bad games. We see it. It's all about consistency. I think, but consistency, right, and being able to maintain that. When this season started, Tatum, I was like, damn, this motherfucker came back with a vengeance. He want what he feels was rightfully taken from him, and he was balling out. And I think the season is so long, it kind of wears on you. So when you have guys like the KDs, the Kyries, you know, that are able to sustain the LeBrons that always sustain that throughout a whole season, you have to marvel at that, you know. But But yeah, I think the Celtics just, they're this big green, bro. They always need teams like the
That's the
Celtics,
ESPN
the
team.
Lakers to be good.
We got to talk about them. They got to be the dudes. They got to be a Jason Tatum.
So do y'all?
Because without them, who you pumping?
And
in
somebody
the East?
said that, and I'll see if I can find who said it in the chat, that the Bucks finals didn't pull in a lot of numbers.
It
didn't at all.
But that's because it was Phoenix and the Bucks. Like that was arguably the worst scenario that could came out.
It is, but there isn't like a mainstream attraction. Like Booker ain't pulling people to watch him. CP3 is past this time.
Hopefully Durant, maybe.
Yeah, KD will bring eyeballs because KD has managed to build up a big brand and a presence for himself.
But is Giannis, so Giannis is still not that guy?
No, he's not marketable. Because
I try to see him. I think he tried to. There's that little clip that's going out with him.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
That was
Nigga
good.
couldn't even read the teleprompter.
He couldn't read it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Bruh.
saying. He ain't like people don't gravitate towards him, and it's gonna sound ugly to say he just ain't American enough, bro. Like people don't like the American pop culture society is not gonna gravitate towards him like they would a Kevin Durant, like they would a Kobe Bryant, like they would a LeBron James. It's just too raw. And until that's fixed, like Milwaukee's not gonna be a draw, and ESPN not gonna push him. It's gonna be Jason Tatum.
And it's so Google commercial though, but
Yeah, what?
Who the fuck watching Hulu?
no, I said Google commercial.
Oh, I thought it said
And he said,
Hulu.
"Why ain't it an Amazon commercial? You say it's Hulu. He an NBA MVP and a
No,
champion."
yeah, he got Hulu too, but I said Google.
Oh, he got a
like
Google
phone
commercial. Yeah, see,
Yeah, I mean,
I barely even understand what he's saying, on
Right.
there, bro. And I ain't even trying to be
Damn,
ugly about it.
Spike.
Like I really barely.
Bruh, it's that- I
God
told you
damn,
when I
yo.
tell you right wing Lou, he ain't American enough.
Like, I'm looking at the
He
Google
should've
commercial.
said
He want
that
to
too.
make the NBA great again.
He said he ain't American enough.
I'm looking at the
Dang.
Google commercial. Like, damn, they couldn't have taught him no better. Than
What
that.
else,
Like,
Luke? Go back to Africa. What else, bro? You might as well say it. He did. He basically did.
That's the reason why he ain't picking up though.
I will say this. Giannis is clearly the best player in the NBA, in my opinion.
Facts.
Like, I think if you ask anybody who's realistic and objective about the NBA, like, you would say Giannis is the best player. He affects both ends of the floors at the highest level. He won an MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, like, for goodness sake. Like, however, because of that factor of, like you said, the marketability of him, not a lot of people are going to talk about him. And when you bring up his name and Milwaukee, it's like two of the most boring places. Like nobody wants to have dinner with or like hang out with Giannis. You don't want to smoke a blow with Giannis. You don't even know if he smoked.
Yeah.
And not even in Milwaukee either.
I definitely not going to Milwaukee.
Like,
Come on.
so like it's easy to go to even Boston races as you be like, at least I can fuck with Jason Taylor. Jaylen Brown, he with Bernice, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get with the family. You feel me? Like,
we legal in Boston.
Exactly. Hey, we legal in Boston too.
And the thing about it is, like, when has the NBA never pushed a clear, like, best player in the league?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's rare when you got a guy that's
the best, and they ain't behind him.
Yeah, and they got all those accolades, and looks like he's about to go back again. And
I ain't never hear
you rarely hear anything about Giannis, bro.
And that's crazy because again, I have them easily coming out the East. I don't know if about y'all, but I got them easily coming out the East.
I think that
if healthy, of course.
I think that depends on how much of a fire Embiid gets lit up under his.
It don't matter.
Because if we're talking about best players in the NBA, a close second would be Embiid on a good day. If we get the Embiid that we seen play against Boston, if you can get that for 7 games in the series, and he can go with anybody.
That's fine. It don't even matter about that, bro.
You talking about James Harden?
No, not even about that.
No.
You already know who I'm going to. Bro, look at the game against the Celtics and the Heat.
Yeah.
Close games. Yeah. What are they all into? L's. Embiid gave everything he had in that Boston game. He even had the game where they screwed him over that game tying or game winning.
It wasn't no game.
Nah, they should have gave it to him. That shot alone, you should just give it to him. But Embiid did everything he could. He was damn near unstoppable that game. Arguably also in that Miami game until the end of the game when Bam showed up defensively. But they just don't have, like, Harden missing a game-winning 3. Like, it's just, to me, they just don't have enough. They never really had enough.
I think Embiid gonna be enough.
We've always said that.
This is it.
No,
this gotta be it. We said it before, but I feel like This has to be the year.
How can you say that when he's never been out of the second round?
Well, he
At least with Jason Tatum, I give people credit with Jason Tatum that the fact that we've seen him in the Eastern Conference Finals twice, maybe even almost, was it 2-3 times? Twice.
Yeah.
And he's been to an NBA Finals. He's at least shown that, or at least his team, him being one of the best players, they can get there. I have no idea if Philly can get out of the second round.
He doesn't have Ben Simmons holding him back no more.
So we gonna put that all on Ben Simmons?
We put a lot of it on it because Ben Simmons was supposed to be a pillar. Like he was like, if it's 3 pieces holding this house up, you one of the 3 pieces. You ain't no role player, dude.
That layup was right there.
Yeah, and that could have won them the game. Now I got James Harden, somebody who else can hold a load, and Maxey's supposed to be good. Harris supposed to be good. Doc is the key, like you said. That's going to be the question. Is Doc going to be able to coach Embiid through the Eastern Conference Finals? Because he may have the best player. Like he can compete with. If you got Giannis and Embiid on their best nights, it's a toss-up.
I'll tell you this about Doc. I could play Doc going to 100, give him 99 points. Still fuck around, lose. He'll lose that game. That's how much I don't trust Doc with any kind of league.
Why you put Doc like that?
Doc has a ring based off of he created. They were Danny Ainge created the big 3 before the big 3. He created the OG big 3 before we got the young boys. That and even then, if you look at that those playoff series going up, bro, every game went to Game 7 except for the finals.
That was a tough series.
And I'm talking about Mike Bibby, Atlanta Hawks, Game 7, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they damn near didn't even make it out the first round.
Was that the Paul Pierce game? Did Paul Pierce win that one? That last game,
bro. Rondo was at the time was my favorite player in the NBA, and I was watching the Boston Celtics heavily, bro. I could not believe they was going Game 7. It was the Hawks, and it was another team. I was like, bro, really? They kept going to Game 7s, except for when they went.
They had 2, maybe 3 Game 7 game series.
Yeah, it was something like that.
I think Paul Pierce built his reputation up off that finals run.
Bro, I was like, bro, this nigga. And then ever since then, bro, and Doc Rivers has had talented rosters. We forget about the Clippers. We forget about even the Orlando days. Like when he's had talented rosters. Up 3-1. I don't believe this nigga. So that's why I told y'all years ago when they first hired a nigga, why? Why are we getting hype about this? The nigga ain't never done shit outside of Boston.
It's a big name.
For what? I chuck Doc McStuffins more than I chuck Doc Rivers, bro. I don't give a fuck about that.
You just seen Quinn Snyder get rehired and people are hype about it. So the reason that Philly hired Doc Rivers because he had a championship. Now, I do agree with you. I'm not sure how much work that Doc put in and how much he gives a fuck about actually winning championships and being a good coach, but he gonna do enough to stay employed. Like he gonna do the basic nigga shit. I'm gonna do just enough so y'all don't come and make me quit. I'm gonna
when you see Doc come out the huddle, what you think?
Doc like the basic nigga at work. Like I'm gonna do just enough, bro. Like I ain't doing no extra. I'm gonna be here right. Like if I gotta be here at 9, I'm gonna be here at 8:59. Make sure like I'm gonna do all the just above board shit. That's Doc.
Super chat, drink more water, says the problem with Tatum is that his lows are really low, but Tatum is better than Brown. Let's go through it. Who is the better shooter, scorer, rebounder, passer, defender? Tatum is the answer for all.
Tatum just started playing defense last season.
And he wasn't. His playmaking just kind of stepped up.
Brown the better defender.
And he's not. Well, he may be a better.
Who does Tatum guard? Because I looked at that Philly game and he wasn't guarding. I don't think he was guarding them niggas.
No, it's because Tatum they number one offensive option.
Yeah, so they save energy.
They don't want him on the
so then again, who is he guarding?
Right. So Brown is the better defender because he has to guard.
He has to score and guard.
It just took Brown a little longer to develop as well. So they kind of.
But let's not get it twisted. Brown was a number 2 pick, right? Like he was
a top 4 pick.
He's supposed to be this good.
No. I'm saying I do go to Lou's point. He was a top 4 pick. People forget that. I'm not saying that he was supposed to be projected to be this great thing, but he was a great pick.
He was a high pick, and that's why I was looking at him.
He was like 2 or 3. I thought it was.
He looked like
he was the second pick.
But
was he out of Baylor?
Cal. Shelton is right. He was not there.
He was a project high.
No. I think he was somebody again who I agree. He developed into what he was until he is now, which is great on Boston's standpoint of their development because they did the same thing with Marcus Smart. They've done the same thing with other players where they've developed them over time. However, at this point in stage, Tatum was drafted a year after Brown.
Yeah, he was third.
So
Third.
I
And he
believe
looked like a
Tatum was
bust.
drafted.
Yeah, he did.
It did.
Tatum was drafted a year after Brown. So like at this
Yes.
point, they're both vets. So they both grew up in the same
They
system.
grew up together.
They like.
Mm-hmm.
Are we at peak Tatum or Jaylen Brown? I don't know. But I will say right now, if I'm having to lean on somebody, it's Jaylen Brown. I just can't. The finals was it for me. Niggas always talking about highs and lows. Tatum better. Where was it at in the finals?
But
Yeah.
you have to admit, though, he does have the experience of being there and choking them. So the thought process is just like with Jordan, just like with Isaiah and the Bad Boys going through the Celtics, just like them going through the Pistons. The thought process is now when Tatum makes it this year, they're the number one seed in the East, he's going to put them on his back. He's going to come through and prevail as who they trying to promote him to be. That's the thought process. That's why Boston is being pushed this year. That's what people think they're going to see.
And
I'm not sure if Tatum going to live up to that, though.
But they've been doing that. You remember a couple years ago, it was talking about splitting this duo up. Everybody was saying Brown needs to go.
Brown
Everybody
still
was
might
saying
leave. I think Brown still might leave. I don't think he's happy in Boston. And there's something I heard Bill Simmons talking about this. There's something weird about the contract where they're not going to be able to give him the max, like as the same as they would if he were to go anywhere else. Something weird about the draft position, the status, or whatever it may be. But he's going to be able to get more money leaving, getting the max from somewhere else than he would with Boston, which is not usually the case. So he might leave.
Nonetheless, we'll see. We'll see what the Celtics do this week because they play. I think they play the Cavs. They play. Let me look at the schedule.
I do remember being baffled though because I watched him at Cal and I
he
saw
wasn't
he
no
was
number.
cool.
He wasn't
But
no number.
I was like, that ain't.
But the
it.
same thing for Tatum too. He wasn't when you seen him.
But
get
Tatum
like,
at
what?
Duke, I at least saw it. I saw him
Because it was Duke. It was high.
Yeah, and I saw him. I saw him do some things to some people. But with Jaylen Brown, the impact just was not there. I didn't see it. I saw very slight potential. I was like, there's no reason for him to be a number 3 pick.
Well, this week with the Celtics, they play Cleveland tomorrow. These are all at home too. These are all home games. Cleveland, Brooklyn, New York. So they play on Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
They play in New York again?
Yeah, at Boston though this time. I don't think they want to
Sunday? That's gonna be the game, probably ABC.
That's they're all ESPN, all those games.
Mm.
Yeah, so
They even got they doing a behind the scenes special with the Celtics at 7. I heard the radio promo for it.
you talking about the Ime Udoka story?
Oh wow,
That's the only behind the scenes we trying to see.
Man, he been behind the scenes.
No, that's not yet. Not
he
yet.
been
That
bending,
is
bum.
not-
Right.
Jalen Rose is spending. Jalen Rose is spending the day with the team. To your point, to your bigger point of why they pumping him so
Bro,
much.
they gassing up Boston,
ESPN
bro.
took Jalen Rose, assigned him to the Celtics, and now he got a whole piece on spending the week with them and how they're the best team in the NBA. So that's
we'll
gonna come
see.
out Sunday too.
Another issue that I have, I'm gonna bring it to the table. I'll bring it to y'all. Does the NBA have an MVP issue?
Mm.
They just need to make a regular season.
Specifically, if you're asking me what do I mean? Speaking of pushing, why are they pushing for Joker to be a 3-time back-to-back MVP?
He white.
It just needs to be a regular season and a postseason award. They just like they named and renamed all the shit they did this year. They should have not the Finals MVP, but the postseason MVP award. Because Joker is the best player. Like if the Nuggets didn't have him, they wouldn't even be considered in the West.
Are they considered now?
They the number 1 seed. You gotta consider them. If you want to or not, don't matter about their past. They've won enough.
Don't
games
matter
to
about
win.
their past.
Don't matter.
We judge everything about the past.
No, we number 1 right now. So you gotta consider what we doing to this day. Joker, the best player in like regular season
Let me ask you-
basketball. He's the best player.
When was the last time in basketball number 1 seeds really meant something?
in the regular season? If I can win 60 games, I'm the most valuable player.
That's not the case because he won the MVP last year and they won the
Right.
number 1 seed.
Right. And that's why they have a problem.
That's why I say, when does the number 1 seed really ever matter at this point when it comes to MVP?
So let me ask y'all this: y'all think he was one of the 2 best players last year?
Who should have won it other than him?
last year,
Embiid.
I thought Embiid should have won it last year.
Now the year before, he was the number 1 player then, right?
I don't
He's
mind.
definitely the number 1 player in the league right now.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it ain't
what I'm
no
saying.
mystery.
My only
number
question-
1 player in the league.
in the league right now. Hold on, let
It
me
ain't
let
even
me
no
see.
mystery, right?
He's got a triple
Nah,
double.
kid, come on.
He's got a triple double. Let me
No,
see.
you saying he's better than Giannis?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you had to pick between Joker and Giannis,
I'm taking Joker.
Giannis, of course. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, give me Giannis.
Give me Joker.
Giannis a heat Joker
Joker
alive, bro.
now.
Bruh, Joker
Nah,
can't
I
do
ain't
shit
doing
on
that.
a defense, bro.
He would have problems with Giannis.
African
He wouldn't even
pride.
guard him. Shit, an African versus a goddamn they're two countries going at it, bro.
Joker got enough bounce to hop over a pencil pouch, let alone trying to get up there with Giannis.
Barely. Giannis is embarrassing, man. But yeah, but he's a smart basketball player. I mean, I guess that's what.
I know Joker has a triple double. Let me look at Giannis' points. Right, let me look at it. Giannis is averaging
Giannis up there
31 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists. So obviously Joker is beating him in assists.
33 now. 33 points.
I mean, he's damn near unstoppable.
13 rebounds, 3 assists.
So I guess the question would be, if I put Giannis on the Nuggets,
They win. They're easily the title favorites.
how?
Easily the title favorites.
I would say if I put Giannis on Milwaukee, they easily I got Middleton.
You mean Joker on Milwaukee?
Yeah, Joker on Milwaukee. Yeah.
No, because they don't have a.
Denver is trash. Like other than
I disagree, bro.
Now, Denver got talent. They just
Denver
can't
has
stay
a lot
healthy.
of talent.
They got a lot of talent. They just can't stay healthy. Because if you look at
who is their talent?
They got
Michael Porter Jr., he can't stay on the court. Jamal Murray can't stay on the court.
Aaron
They
Gordon.
talented. Aaron Gordon is a garbage player.
Nah, he's a good solid player
They don't
though.
run
He
no
averages
plays
like
for Aaron
17 points and gets like
Yeah.
None of those dudes
They
are
don't
better
run
than
no
He's a
Chris
role
Middleton.
player now.
Yeah.
None of those
No,
dudes.
I'm not saying he's a superstar. I'm just saying he's a solid player.
He's solid. Yeah.
None of those
He's like
dudes-
he's about as good as Bobby Portis, if not a little bit.
Yeah,
He's
around
a
that age.
replacement level
Yeah.
player. You can get Aaron
I don't
Gordon
think you can replace
anywhere.
Eric Gordon that easily.
None of those
With what he
dudes
does,
are
yeah.
better than Chris Middleton, though. Right? So if I'm putting Giannis with Chris Middleton, that's a better team. Easily. Because
I like what
the
Lopez,
Nuggets don't got
I
Chris
like
Middleton.
Lopez too. Because Lopez,
And Lopez.
Yeah, he's been balling lately.
And who you was just talking about at the beginning.
Holiday.
Yeah, like that's a much better team, especially if Joker was on there. Like they would be a lot better than they would, I think.
Then why does no
Just
one,
because his
then why
offensive
are
powers.
you not picking Denver to come out the West?
Because the West is much more
It's
stable.
just-
No, they not.
Now, look,
no,
wait.
they not.
Let's get to
West
it
is
though.
more tough.
When you ask me this, now when we get into the playoffs, it's different. That's why I said the awards, where this question started, it should be different. A regular season award and a postseason award. Now when you got what's his name from Denver? What's his name?
Joker.
When you got him in a series with Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, and Devin Booker, I don't trust him. Like, no, absolutely not. Because I know those three dudes put in work, and I've seen Kevin Durant do this before. So I can't say that he would be able to beat them in the playoffs. But if we're talking about a regular season award and who's the best regular season guy, then it's him.
My thing is this. After Giannis won his what was it, first MVP or second MVP, people were like, all right, now we can't keep giving this nigga this award because he hasn't gotten his team to the finals. He hasn't gotten, like, why hasn't he got out the East? This, that, and the third. All right, now we on to the next nigga.
Mhm.
That's when Joker started coming into the picture as far as the next international star.
Right.
However, Joker does not get that same kind of criticism.
Because he white.
No one really expects him to win the title this year, and no one's upset about that or raising arms, and no one's saying he should not win the MVP because of those expectations either. Like, no one's saying that, oh, Joker has to really prove himself this year and elevate his team out of the West, which before the trade deadline was wide the fuck open. And even then, niggas was like, you can make a case for anybody in the West. And now that KD came over, it's like, all right, it's Suns or bust. Really?
Which is, it should, that's right.
But I'm saying, but it's Suns or bust.
Mhm.
Let you tell me that a potentially 3-time MVP on a roster that's the number 1 seed in the West, you don't even have him as a thought?
I think they're different expectations for different players, bro. So
what's your expectation for MVP?
What?
there are different expectations for different players. And another example I would use is a Damian Lillard. I know we're going to talk about him later. He is 71. Damian Lillard never wins a championship. We're not going to be mad at him. We're going to talk about him being loyal, him staying in Portland. Oh, he should have had some help. Same thing with the Joker. If he never wins an MVP, all they're going to talk about is how great he was in the regular season. But people who Embiid, like I just don't look at Joker on the same level because Embiid is going to be judged by his championships. That's just the
why isn't Joker judged by championships?
same reason that Dame Lillard wouldn't be.
It's man.
Because I feel like that people use the narrative of the places that they are and the loyalty and his team ain't good and they give them more credit. But when you get in a big market like Philadelphia or these places where you're expected to win more, they are not as patient with an Embiid or a Tatum or these people that we're trying to say, hey man, you got to win now. Like
they weren't impatient with Giannis, bro. And that's one of the smallest markets in the NBA. Remember, niggas was really saying like, bro, Giannis got.
Was there pressure on Giannis to win a championship?
Bro, yes.
How long did it? Well, it should be pressure on Joker. I agree. It should be now. But how long did it take that pressure to come to Giannis? Wasn't it a couple years?
It was after the first MVP. It was like between the first MVP and the second MVP.
I thought he went and laid an egg in the final. I mean, in the playoffs a couple times before they
they
started.
built a wall up against him and he couldn't score.
Yeah, it was in between that. I think it was after the Heat did that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And after that series,
and
it was like, okay, what you gonna do? Like, it's time for you to start playing ball now. So I think it's coming. It should be there now.
It should have been there after the first one.
Like I said, the only reason he get a pass is because, or I would feel like they would be giving a pass because Jamal Murray was hurt last year. And,
Jamal Murray been hurt since the bubble.
But Jamal Murray was his second best player. We all agreed to that he was the second. Jamal Murray was the one that carried him in the bubble. Remember, Jamal Murray was going back and forth with
Donovan Mitchell.
So Jamal Murray would have been playing with him last year, and they lost. The pressure would have been on Joker a lot more than it was. He got a built-in excuse when Jamal Murray went down last year because you're like, all right, he really ain't got nobody. Michael Porter Jr. was not that guy, and he was in and out. He was hurt too. So it really just didn't work out the way they wanted it to because they had all those pieces. You added Aaron Gordon, but he was not enough to carry that team to where they were trying to go. So they really just didn't have much going for themselves. You had backup starting. It wasn't, but it was a ragtag group, and he still put up his numbers. But that was it.
That's what it started to look like. It's just
sound like a bunch of excuses to me.
Yeah,
it was
a hell of
so
a excuse. Because I seen Jimmy Butler. I seen Jimmy Butler drag his team to the finals in that bubble that Denver couldn't get. Denver couldn't get out for shit.
We them boys member chat said Jokic earned his third MVP, and I just think that they fucked up. To kind of go back to what you were saying about the MVP problem, when they changed the rules to give him the MPA when he was a sixth seed last year, when you had two guys that had better stats and better records in Giannis and Embiid, but they were so hell-bent on getting Joker the MVP. Now when he's deserving of the MVP more than ever, it's like, what are you doing? Now we're questioning whether or not he should even get it because of what they've done in the past. Now he really deserves it, and it's just like, nah, bro. Nah. So I think that's a problem, and that is an issue.
But wouldn't the criticism, to your point, start coming this year though? Last year we had the injury. The year before that was really the first year that I've established myself as the beast that I am. Now this year, I'm the number one seed. I'm the MVP. I got Jamal Murray. Everything is lined up. So now, if I'm going first round exit, second round exit, that's when you start getting the, oh man, Joker ain't really that dude. Like, I think that's the same thing that happened with Giannis, no?
So
LeBron,
then again,
that's the same thing that's been happening.
FIFO, do you think that it feels right for Joker to get his third MVP this season?
Yes.
Do you have expectations for him to make the finals this year?
It's tough for me to say that only because they're winning now. But when you look at the rest of those players, like he barely has another all-star right now. Like Jamal Murray he's not all the way back yet. Like Jamal Murray was gone 2 seasons. MPJ has been in and out, injuries. Who's the second best guy on that squad?
Have you ever said that about LeBron?
Yes.
That he won't make it to the finals because of his roster.
But LeBron is GOAT status. Joker is not GOAT status, in my opinion.
What is Joker as far as how he elevates his team?
He's an elite player.
Yeah, 100%. We have rarely seen a center initiate offense, especially in the way that he does. He literally brings up the ball. So what makes a lot of those guys special, right? Like when I be talking about Giannis, when I talk about LeBron, they impact the game so much because not only can they score off the ball, not only can they impact the defense and other little areas that you don't even count stats in, but the main thing, they initialize offense and the offense goes through them. That's what Joker has in common with all of the other greats in the NBA right now. You look at the greats, they somewhat to a degree initiate offense. Joker does that.
Joker is a great player, fantastic, but Joker ain't worth a damn.
Why?
Do more than just put up great stats.
Well,
They got the best record in the West.
What
kid.
has KD done
KD
without outside of Golden State?
He went to the finals
One
versus he went there.
Okay, one time though.
He went there though. Has
I feel-
Joker been?
Joker has gone as far as
I think
what you
they
said,
have.
It would
Giannis.
be this year, I would say. This
He
year.
ain't been yet.
You know,
This is the
the
expected
Denver
year for him
Nuggets
to
have
do
only
that.
been to 2 Western Conferences since 2002.
Joker has only been this good for the last 3 years, though. So let's not
He has.
act like
No, I'm
For
I'm just saying that. Do you realize that the Denver Nuggets have only been to 2 Western Conference
Mhm. And they
Finals
were
since
both under
2002?
George Karl.
One with the Melo era, and the last one was the bubble year.
Yeah.
So again, my thing is level of expectations. We're saying all this. Granted,
Mhm.
you're saying I feel like people always try to separate the season from the regular season and the
because
postseason.
it's different.
When we talk about
It's
MVPs, the
yeah.
MVP shit carries over because
Why?
more than likely
But it's a
because
regular season MVP,
because
and then they have a
historic
finals MVP.
because historically, what has it always been, Sheldon? Usually the number 1 seed or the number 1 team in the whole NBA gets the MVP. That usually goes and carries over to the
That was the
postseason.
standard.
That was the
Yeah.
standard.
Until
So
Russell
not saying that they
Westbrook
win the
went crazy.
title. I'm just saying like it carries over. Like you are one of the ones that we're expecting to either make a deep playoff run or potentially make the
So-
finals.
so-
That's why I asked you that question back to back as far as
So
do you
let me
expect
ask
them
y'all
to get
this: who's been a great player without a number 2 that had expectations to win it all?
there? Giannis, before we knew what Chris Middleton was.
He had expectations to win it all before Chris Middleton, before Drew Holiday. He had expectations to no.
When they got Drew Holiday.
When they got when they,
Nah,
no, I'm
he-
saying
no,
you
his
said before they had a number
when
2.
Drew
His
Holiday came.
expectation was to get out of the first round.
Thank you.
Then when Drew
That was
Holiday
it.
came, it was to win a title.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I'm saying you said you didn't say all that. You said
no,
you said
what-
who didn't have an established number 2.
Exactly.
That's
so,
Chris,
so
we didn't know who Chris Middleton was at the
Embiid.
to win a championship.
Yep.
And he had a number 2. It was
They
Ben
thought
Simmons.
it was Ben Simmons.
They thought it was Ben
They
Simmons.
thought it was-
I told y'all.
Everybody was
I
wrong.
know. I told y'all
I
it wasn't
feel you,
Ben
that-
Simmons.
But
that's
that wasn't
cool.
the,
We
that
went
wasn't
wrong,
the
but we
narrative
thought
around
it
the
was.
league.
Exactly, because
The narrative around the league was Ben Simmons is that dude.
exactly.
Yeah,
We-
it was
the-
the question was one to keep.
The narrative was Ben Simmons was rookie of the year, defensive all first team, and he signed a max contract. So regardless if you put Joel number 1 or Ben number 1 at the time, they were 2 all-star, all NBA players on one roster. So of course the expectations are higher. But again, on the Denver Nuggets, who is the second
Jamal
guy?
Murray.
I don't think Embiid had
Jamal
expectations with Ben Simmons, bro. I don't think that was the one. But
Ben-
So
I think
when
that
did
was,
Philly
though,
have
Ken, when he
expectations?
passed up the layup. That was the year that they were supposed to do it. Like they
Yeah,
were
I don't
up.
know.
They
That
was
That was
winning in
that was to me. That was the year they were supposed to get out the second. Like it got to the
No,
point.
that was the
No,
year.
I'm saying the narrative changed to like, can they even get out the second round? Because
No,
at first there was expectations to go further, but then those expectations got tapered because they kept losing the second round.
Look, the point that I'm making is there was expectations on Embiid when we understood that Ben Simmons was a guy at the time for a very short-lived time, but there was expectations once we realized, okay, they have 2 guys. In the NBA, when there's one guy, does Dame Lillard have expectations?
That's what I said.
Is Dame Lillard a 2-time MVP?
He's been in the finals.
In
terms of running for MVP, only one person can win.
Him and Joker have the same amount of Western Conference Finals appearances. Yet you don't have.
But the standard didn't change with Joker. It's changed with Russell Westbrook when he was the MVP, averaging a triple double, and they were like the
number 6.
7th or the 8th seed. That's when the standard changed. So then, to Ken's point, they see a big white guy doing, it, and they're like, "Oh, absolutely."
So then why didn't Westbrook win more than one MVP?
He didn't have
Because he's the only player.
because Joker came around.
Because he had a number 2 guy. He had Paul George when he was still averaging triple doubles.
Wait,
but that wasn't-
hold on. So was there expectations for Russell Westbrook to go to the finals?
No.
Yes or no?
Huh?
Yes or no?
No.
Why?
The roster.
And he was multiple time MVP.
I'm just saying that you're saying that they didn't have expectations, even though he had the stats to prove that he was again still in that MVP form, right?
So I'm talking about his second MVP in OKC.
He didn't get a second MVP. He only had one.
He only
had one.
They
He only
gave-
got
they-
one.
averaged
They only gave him
triple-double
one
for
James
because
Harden.
of, they
James
only-
Harden got it.
You're right.
They only
James
gave him
Harden
one.
got
They only
it.
gave him one.
He
You're
averaged
right.
triple double the second year. They thought he should have got it.
But the year that he had Paul George,
Mhm.
that's another All NBA player, correct?
Yeah.
And Russell Westbrook is a former MVP,
Mhm.
All NBA player, and he played in the finals.
Nobody was saying OKC.
I'll tell you why.
Because
Why not?
Because the media had a negative bias towards Russell Westbrook.
No, it's because Russell Westbrook does not play winning basketball.
And you think
And,
Joker
and
does?
I've said that for
It's
years
a-
here.
but
And
it's
you
still-
Joker does.
that's
You think Joker
negative.
does?
Yes,
So-
because they're 23
so
and
they-
0 when he
Okay,
has
so
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 you
what are
think-
your what
wait,
is
double.
so
you
that's
think-
what that's my whole
So I
point.
think you're
doesn't
saying
make
that
sense
he's
what-
winning MVPs because he plays winning basketball.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, but winning basketball wins. You have to win basketball games,
They
right?
number one seed in
He's
the West.
winning basketball
So that's
games.
okay. This season he is, right?
Last season he was too.
No,
The
he
year
was. He
before-
wasn't like this season.
So was he
he
a
was-
top 3 team?
No,
Not last
What were
year.
they? What were
Six.
they were less than
Denver
that.
was 6.
They were less
Russell
than the
West-
third seed. It was like a fourth
But
for the sixth.
again, back to the Russell.
That's what I'm
Westbrook
asking
point.
you, bro. What are the
He said
expectations for this
The
nigga?
standard was set with Russell Westbrook, where you don't have to be a winning
Okay,
team.
let's
That
get
was
off.
done.
Let's
That's
get off.
done.
Let's get off
Right.
Westbrook.
So
what are the
now that
expectations?
I'm a
for-
winning
Is he-
person,
Is Joker not the best player in the game right now?
No, he's
playing?
not.
Who is?
Giannis. So who is? So you want to disagree?
Who has a better record?
Who has a ring? Who has
Who has a
a?
better record? We're not talking about past, Nick. We're talking about this season.
Wait, LeBron has been the best player in the NBA without having the best record?
We're talking this season.
Hold on, because I think the Bucks may have
We're talking this season.
the Bucks have the best record.
Yes,
By how many games? By one or
it's-
two?
Oh,
okay,
Oh,
nigga,
now the
you
games
keep
matter.
on trying to push the fucking
All
goalpost.
games matter
I'm
now.
giving you the answers that you're asking, nigga. What's up?
At the end of the day, Giannis is up there, and I said that Giannis.
This nigga-
He ain't up there. He's number one. He ain't up there. He number
Joker's
one.
having a better
He got
season.
He's a 2-time MVP,
Joker's
defensive
having a
player of
better
the year,
season.
no MVP, my
Wait,
Finals
Joker's
MVP.
having a
Hold on,
better
I'll let
season.
Shelton
I gotta
go.
give him that.
But I do got a question. So now that the Bucks have the back of the record, you want to change your answer about who the better player?
I think Giannis overall is a better player.
Because
Because
they
he
have the
play-
better record?
No, because he plays both sides of the ball at an elite level. But Joker's having a better season. And the MVP is about who's having the best season. It's not who's the best player. It's who's the best player or
Look, he about to change everything he about to say.
who's having the best season.
That's it.
That's what the MVP is. It's the most valuable player. You take Joker off of that squad, bruh, they're picking Wembanyama next year.
So
They
you said
15,
you
yeah, they
said
last.
you said the best. You said the MVP is about the best player having the best season, or like the player having the best season right now in the NBA.
whoever.
So a
the
guy
best
who
season.
averages 4 triple doubles out of 5 seasons is not one of the best players in the NBA.
Who's that?
That was Russell Westbrook.
it wasn't winning basketball.
Exactly. What was his
But look,
turnovers
though,
at?
You just told me that.
You keep moving it.
No, I'm not. FIFO literally told me that. You also said this
but
too.
was
They
he the
changed
best
the
player
rules. They
when
changed the
he
rules
was
of
getting the
Westbrook.
triple
They changed
doubles,
the
They
rules
changed the rules of
Westbrook.
Westbrook, so
They
you don't
did.
have to be a number 1 seed,
Right.
right?
They changed the rules.
Okay.
When he was
And he's not the best player at
when
the time.
he was getting the triple doubles, was he the best player in the NBA?
Statistically, yes.
No, he was not.
No, he wasn't.
How is he not?
The reason that Joker is being able to see the success, like you said, because they changed the rules for Westbrook. Now, with those changed rules, Joker is the best player in that position, doing what he does, initiating the offense for the Nuggets. They couldn't do that without him.
And we're
So it
talking
all
value.
applies to him now. Yeah, he has the most value in the league.
We're talking
Most
value.
valuable
And,
player.
you even talked about
Who's
this
more
shit, Nick.
valuable than him?
You talked about all of them triple doubles that Russell Westbrook was having wasn't worth nothing because they didn't equate to wins. You said that. You said that. And now you over here on the other side of the fence.
I said, why didn't Russell win more MVPs if we're going about stat? You just told me that you don't have to be the best player. You don't even have to have the best record in the NBA, but you can win an MVP. That's a textbook Russell Westbrook definition, right? He wasn't the best player and he wasn't having the best record, and he only got 1 MVP. Yet,
But he did something.
that Joker, to everybody in the chat, the only thing we can all agree upon, I think we all, even in this room, is that more than likely Joker's going to get the MVP this season. He'll have 3 back-to-back. It hasn't been done probably since a long time. I think
Steve
somebody
Nash.
said Larry. I think
Steve
somebody said
Nash.
Larry Bird or
Steve
somebody.
Nash.
Steve Nash only had
got
2. I think somebody said Larry
Antonio
Bird.
Rodriguez got great points about this, though. He said that Joker's never played with an all-star, and he said that Giannis, the Bucks have a winning record when Giannis sits. So in that case, I'll put Giannis first this year. But
So you say Giannis. So you say Joker better than Giannis because of that.
this year, I would say so. This year,
I'd say he deserves the MVP for that.
Yeah, this
So
year.
this is
based off last year, and I understand why people said last year.
This is Joker's stats right now.
Mhm.
He's averaging 24.8 points, 11.7 rebounds, 10 assists, shooting 63% from the field goal. Giannis
What's
is
his PER?
Oh,
PER is major.
Christ.
I'll look at that later. I'm just
What
reading
are
that.
we now?
Right.
That stat's been around since the 70s.
Giannis's stats right now is 31.3 points
Mhm.
per game, 12 rebounds a game, 5.4 assists, and he's shooting 53.8 from the
That
field.
stat may have been around at the 7, but nobody really gave a damn about that stat until these fucking analytics motherfuckers
Nah,
came around.
they
trying
was
to
giving
put
a
it.
damn about that stat when Jordan was playing, because that was a big Jordan before LeBron had the highest PER for a season.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, when I'm in the barbershop and when I'm talking to motherfuckers, we ain't talking about fucking the PER, bro.
Okay, but Joker is the best player right now.
You know, so that's
That's cool.
That's
I
that
just
bullshit.
remember the media really poo-pooing triple doubles when Russ did it for 3 times in a row, going on 4, and niggas was like, triple doubles is maybe an over. Colin Cowherd, somebody who said what? Triple doubles maybe an overrated
That's
stat.
Cowherd, that wasn't FIFA. What I'm saying is this: a triple double, obviously, it's a magnificent thing. Like, it's obviously extremely difficult, not only to do in a game, but to average for a season. It's ridiculous, right? Russell got all the praise until we noticed, okay, you did it for 1 season, second season, okay, yeah, like your team isn't better for it.
He made it
The
look
third
funny.
season, your team is not better for it. Matter of fact, okay, cool, you got the triple double, but the same thing that I've been harping on for damn near 10 years, when the game counts, when the game slows down, right? Because if we're talking clutch situations, we're talking playoffs, we're talking regular season games, last 2 to 4 minutes, depending on how that game's going. And those moments that dictate how the game is gonna go, Russell Westbrook is one of the worst players in the NBA by turnovers, by shot selection. Yeah, the first whatever minutes that he's playing,
36.
36 minutes before it becomes clutch time, he's one of the best in the league. But when it comes time to win the game, that's Russell Westbrook's biggest Achilles heel. We can't say the same for Joker. We look at Joker, look at his efficiency. You just said the man shooting 63% from the field, and he plays on the perimeter. He's not. He
Shaq.
plays.
He ain't
He's
Shaq.
not Shaq. He's not even Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid dominates the paint more than he does. So to shoot 63%, to have the PER that he has, and to be getting 10 assists by a center. Because you're talking about
With
a
no
point
other
guard.
all-stars.
You're talking about a point guard, Russell Westbrook, that a point guard naturally has the ball in his hand, bro. A point guard's one of his jobs, if he's a point guard, a real point guard, is to dictate pace of the game. And we're talking about a center getting 10 assists.
I got 2 questions for you. One, you said you don't consider Luka a point guard, right?
He's not a point guard, though.
Okay, so it's position as basketball, so we can move off that point. 2,
It's not positionless.
it is because Luka is literally listed as a point guard in the NBA, but you don't consider him that. So anybody who's a big man who has a ball handler can do it. LeBron averages a lot of assists too.
But a lot of big men.
I'm just saying a lot of big men get assists these days.
LeBron's always been a small forward.
He hasn't always been a small forward.
He ain't always he's been a forward,
He was a
power
point guard
forward.
when he first came into the league.
He was a shooting guard, I think, when he started.
changed.
Who
Position.
changed? Him or Paul Silas?
Okay.
But was he not a point guard when he came in
by
the
the
league?
third game, he was a small
Am I
forward.
misremembering? Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't crazy.
And
By
my
the third game, he
second
was a
question
small
is:
forward.
you think Joker's a clutch player?
Yes.
When has he been clutch?
Look at his clutch. Look at his clutch stats.
I'm just asking for.
I don't
moments.
think he's been.
I'm not asking for moments.
I don't think he's been in a lot of prime time clutch positions. Don't do.
Why
that.
is that?
They ain't made it there. This is the year that would happen.
So this
Like,
is
you keep trying to put him.
Joker
in the
is clutch. I've seen him make clutch plays.
do you understand what question I'm trying to get
I think
to?
your problem
What is y'all
is-
expectations for the Denver Nuggets / Joker this season?
They should
First
go to the
round.
finals.
First round, what?
First or second round.
Nah, finals.
That's it.
Nah, finals.
Look at their team.
I disagree.
You,
Nah.
so he said all that shit.
Look
For
at
what?
their team.
I don't agree with that now, FIFO.
Okay, that's cool, but look
Finals.
at their
Finals.
team.
Finals, absolutely.
Come on,
They're the
with
best.
who?
He's the best player. They have the best team. Like, why
They don't
wouldn't
have
they
the
go
best
to the
team.
With the
finals?
West,
They don't
with
have
the
the
West,
best team.
With the West for me, it's
They're
so,
the number 1 team in the West.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that they have the best team.
Well, that's on the Joker, not me. I'm saying that he
Golden
has.
should- they
State
should
still
be
has
the
the
first.
best
I'm
team.
gonna give him the credit for being the MVP and the best player in the league, but he still got to go improve it. So the expectation this year
they
is
still gotta win.
finals.
They need to
It
win the
ain't
first 2
all
rounds.
what's Kevin Durant gonna do. It ain't what's Luka gonna do. You out here, you balling in the regular season. Now, I'm with Nick on this. You doing what you're supposed to do. All through the playoffs, I want to see that. You should be in the
Okay, so let me
finals
ask you this.
playing against Embiid.
Let me ask you this. If Joker, all of his stats increase across the board, but they lose in the first round, that's his fault?
Yes. Because the same thing with Ken was blaming me just now before you walked in. Because if it was LeBron, it would be his fault. If it was Tatum, it would be his fault. If it was any other superstar, it would be their fault. But now it's Joker, this foreign white guy in Denver, so we don't want to hold him to accountable. He can't have it both ways.
No. I gave LeBron the same pass when it was LeBron in Delhi. When it was the LeBron in Denver.
Bro, it ain't that situation in Denver. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
When did Boobie Gibson is the next best player.
When he played in the finals.
It ain't Boobie Gibson is the next best player.
But
Jamal Murray,
he
those
had
guys
two
are good
superstars
basketball players.
next to him to get to the finals.
Who? LeBron.
K-Love and Kyrie.
No, you said Delhi.
But once they got to the finals, both of his guys got hurt. Kyrie got hurt game 1. Mm-hmm. LeBron averaged damn near a 40-point triple-double and lost. Okay. So this is the point that I always make when we talk about basketball, especially when it comes to playoffs, right? Even with Giannis. Is Giannis going to elevate his game? Is Giannis going to play better? Now, if you, as the superstar, as the leader, you are struggling offensively and you don't pick up your defense, yeah, that's on you. But if you go out there and you ball, your teammate's not hitting shots, the team loses.
You the MVP, bro. You brought us here.
You can't tell me. You brought me here, bro. You can't tell me. FIFA. You can seriously not.
Charles Barkley be saying Charles Barkley and Shaq say all the time, the others got to make shots, bro.
I would say, but Shaq always say, if you one of the ones, you go get that.
You got to go get it, bro.
And if you increase your numbers across the board, you went and got it.
I ain't seen him do that.
We've never seen. That's why I asked you, when has he ever been clutch? You say a clutch performer. When has he ever done that? When did he elevate himself above and beyond Joker? We're like, damn, bro, I never seen Joker play like this.
That's why I think this is the season, because now Jamal Murray's not hurt. Now they've had a whole season to be the best team in the league. It shouldn't be any scenario where Joker shows up and the team don't show up. Like that's flying out the window. Like, you don't have that luxury anymore because y'all proven all season that y'all are supposed to be them dudes. So I can't hear that Jamal hurt. He got a high ankle sprain. It don't matter anymore. It's still going to be on Joker if they don't make it to the finals. Not the Western Conference Finals, not the third round or second round, to the finals. That's what he's been doing this year. You got to make it to the finals.
I don't think the expectation is there. To me, there's other teams in the West that have a finals expectation. The Phoenix Suns are finals expectation. The Golden State Warriors are finals expectation. You know who has the pressure that they put on themselves to make the finals? The damn Memphis Grizzlies put finals expectation or a target on their back to that. There's other teams that have a bigger target to hit the finals. Who
has a better roster between Memphis and Denver?
It's very similar, and I'm gonna give the nod to Memphis because they've been healthier.
But you said it's very similar, but yeah, you have expectations for the finals for Memphis?
No, I don't. If you heard what I just said, I said they put their own target on their back.
I'm saying they put their own target on their back, so now you expect them to live up to that?
Yeah, because they put it on themselves.
Denver put the target on their back this season by being as good as they are, telling us the Jokers is great.
So how do you not have expectations for a number one seed? How do you have a first round exit for a number one seed?
Yeah, it's not like it's the Hawks when the Hawks were running circles around.
That just don't make sense to me.
Nobody really believed in that team.
Let's move on.
No. Let's not move. You want to know how clutch Joker is, right? Mm-hmm. So the league benchmark, and this is effective field goal percentage in the clutch, right? I don't have the definition of how they're getting you this number. However, the league normal is 45.9%. That's the benchmark for the NBA. Do you know where Joker is this year in clutch shooting?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
58.3. Okay. So he's way above average in clutch situations.
You're giving me
he's doing his job, Nick.
And he's giving me all this information, yet the answer is first or second round exit.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but
that's his answer.
I don't agree with that, though.
But let me ask you this, Spike. Who else is balling on that squad?
It don't matter.
It does matter.
Porter recently stepped up. Porter has recently stepped up. Murray is supposed to be healthier. The rookies that they got, I can't think of the guy. What's the name? Shake. What is the guy's name? The rookie guy. They got some rookie or a younger guy who's supposed to be good as well.
Who?
And Gordon, Denver.
He's not there anymore. You talking about
who I'm talking about?
You Bones.
Bones, yeah.
Bones
Yeah,
Highland,
gone.
he gone.
He's
gone.
with the Clippers.
With that
Reggie
being said,
Jackson's there now.
okay, yeah, that's right. They got him in the trade. Reggie Jackson. He in their top 4. But look,
Tell me no Reggie
how
Jackson
much does the NBA MVP need, though?
at or Robin at minimum.
Jamal Murray.
He's not there yet.
He was dropping 50 in the
I don't
bubble.
agree with
He
that.
got. I'm talking about from the injury. We're just
It's-
now
it's
seeing
been 3
Clay.
years, bro.
We're just now seeing Clay get back to Clay.
Clay
Just
won,
now.
Clay won a title on his rehab.
I understand, but he has Steph,
And he got Joker.
All right, let me read these super chats. Wu Young, Joker will be the first 3-peat MVP since Bird.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Kid,
Surprise,
said it.
surprise,
Read that one again.
surprise.
Joker will be the first 3-peat MVP since Bird.
And the only one close to Steve Nash.
Man.
And what's funny is that FIFA, a few years ago, FIFA said Denver's going to win a title in about 5 to 10
5
years.
years.
3 to
Yeah,
5.
this nigga got a 3-time MVP, and he said, "Oh, I don't know about this
You know why? Because
because Bo ain't on the team."
well, that's part of it. That's part of it. But they have one of the worst NBA contracts on that roster, Aaron Gordon. I said that 2 seasons ago. That's one of the worst contracts in the NBA.
Let me read these other ones that's related to this topic. Lou, this from Wu Young. Look up all of the 3 times MVP winners all time. No kid gloves for Joker. Can't have it both ways. Rob Costa. Joker built like Winnie the Pooh. Mid.
Rob funny, man.
And Terrell Haynes. Joker is amazing, but we can't just speak over Jamal Murray like he a bum. That dude is a great Batman or robber, whatever the situation requires.
He should be, and hopefully he gets back to that form because that was some exciting basketball when he was playing like he was playing in that bubble. So I would.
We
love
seen
to see
that
again.
bubble was a curve here for a
Yeah.
lot of niggas, right?
Yeah, that was. I'd love to get a game.
We ain't see AD look
I
like
wanna
that
see- I
since.
want a series like that again, though. That Denver Utah
Portland?
series,
Utah, yeah.
Man, that was a great series, and that was a battle. That was an epic
every
battle
night,
between the
man.
two of them.
Yeah, it was at it. Yeah.
Yes,
That was like gym basketball.
It was.
That was
It
like
really
you going to
was.
the- Why it's different when you playing in front of people.
Yeah.
Man.
mm-hmm.
Mike Conley still should have gave that ball to D Mitch though.
Yeah, it's facts.
Well, it's cool. He in Cleveland now. He gonna take them boys, as far as he can. If New York don't run into him. But let's move on to
New York is not
the
getting nobody else.
Jeez.
Before we get on to our contenders versus pretenders list, let's go to LA real quick. LBJ, latest injury. I wanted to get y'all reactions to that and how it may impact the Lakers moving forward. I'll start with you, FIFA.
Father Time is undefeated. He's just undefeated, and it's tough to see LeBron go through it because we've never seen it. You know what I'm saying? It seems every other year he has something that's nagging. Never nothing major, right? Like an ACL or like a rotator cuff or an Achilles tendon or something like that. But just stuff that at the most inopportune time. But again, LeBron at this age shouldn't be playing 40-some minutes a game. Like he shouldn't. So it just shows the level of expectation still placed on this man 20 plus years later. All that being said, I don't know what the hell the Lakers are gonna do. I don't think Rob Pelinka and a macro has done a good job overall. Every year, we're talking about the roster. Every year, we're talking about this player, that player. AD's always been in and out. We knew that he was made out of glass before they traded for him. You know what I'm saying? And that whole ideology of LeBron passing the torch, that is not happening. And it's partly because AD is just not that guy. He just has not been that guy. All that being said, LeBron eventually is just going to walk away from the Lakers. He has a no trade clause, so it's not like they're going to trade him. He could just veto anything. And he's going to play with his son for a year, maybe 2. You know what I'm saying? So what that means for the Lakers,
How they making the playoffs or the play-in?
I'll put it to you like this.
They're number
13.
They're 12. They're 12 right now.
They're 12, but there's 2 games out of 6.
Yeah, like 3 games. They have to go 14-5, I think, to end the season.
So what is that? 3? That's like three games out of 6 play. I heard the stat earlier today. They're like 2 or 3 games out of 6th place.
Yeah, they can't win no more than. They can't lose any more than 5 games for the rest of the season.
So yeah, it's gonna look. I put it to you like this. It's. I don't think that they're gonna make it because I don't believe in AD.
Since LeBron has been in LA, this is on ESPN. The Lakers are 36-62 without him. 5-9 this season. 36% winning percentage without LeBron.
So
And that win percentage is even lower before he got there.
is AD healthy?
Yeah.
Well, 80's AD.
Yeah,
He's as healthy as AD gonna
Yeah.
be.
yeah.
So how much, just based off that long Joker conversation that we had, how much of this blame is going to go on AD if they don't do it? Because like, isn't he supposed?
Nobody
It wasn't
cares.
supposed to be LeBron James carrying this team at 38.
He's robbing though. He's robbing.
No,
Very little.
No.
No,
They
he-
didn't bring him in to be
They
Robin.
didn't bring him to be Robin. They thought they was getting at least the Nightwing. They found out is
We
Robin
already know
That's
Jr.
what
now.
I'm saying. So right now, the same smoke that you got for Joker, AD is supposed to be getting that smoke.
No,
He's not
he's
gonna
supposed
get
to
it.
be Batman.
He's not going to get it. They've
'cause
moved
LeBron-
on past AD, bro.
That's crazy.
First of all,
That's
LeBron
crazy.
LeBron is always there, so he will always be the first target. And second of all, I never looked at AD like y'all did.
Bro, they were telling
That was me.
I remember people saying AD was the top 2 player in the league.
I never looked at AD
Yeah, they
like
were.
that.
And
You
LeBron
remember
was
that?
saying he was going to be the guy.
Yeah, LeBron said. I think LeBron wanted that to be. I
So
think
now you telling me a 38-year-old LeBron James goes down, and now we can't even expect them to win 14 games?
Can you read off the stats again?
36%.
I'm just
This-
wondering why doesn't AD get any smoke for that though?
He has gotten the smoke and he's been demoted.
So he's now not even. We ain't even looking at him like
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
He's been demoted.
Yeah, he's out now.
He's a star now. He ain't a superstar.
He ain't
no
even
more.
it. Though.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
had
it's good
28-19 tonight, though.
He's a
Did they-
monster
And
when
they,
he
and
does
was
it.
that
He
was
just-
that?
and
Did
they
they
lost.
Get, they lost.
I was gonna
Who
say,
they,
did they
who
win?
they lose to? Memphis.
Yeah, they lost
So
to
De'Aaron Fox is
Yeah.
higher on the tier than AD
So
because
here's
he's the
thing.
3 seed. Like
So okay, that's a valid question. Is De'Aaron Fox better than AD to you?
He's more consistent. I'll take him over AD right now.
Jesus. What about Sabonis?
I ain't going that far.
He averages triple-double down there.
I ain't going that
And he
far.
stayed.
But I would take
You
moving
would take
forward.
Fox.
I would take Fox from
De'Aaron
this
Fox
season
is
moving
not
forward.
a better basketball player than AD.
I didn't say. I said he's more consistent. I would take him moving
But
forward.
my question was, so stop moving the goalpost that I
I didn't
already put
move the
in cement.
goalpost.
You did because I said who's the better player. You said more consistent. I asked who the most consistent was. I said who's the better player right now.
Talent wise, AD.
Okay.
AD can't
Okay,
carry a
was,
team.
who you taking AD over Aaron,
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox? Okay.
But
We'll
AD
see.
can't carry a team, right? We've all that's
Yeah,
the tier that we
AD
bumped him down
Yeah,
to.
no,
He
I
ain't a
I
team
knew that, but I
carrier
knew
no
that
more.
in New Orleans when they got swept by the Portland. Didn't they get swept where it was a gentleman's
Nah.
sweep?
You might have knew that, but
They
you kind of
swept
quick.
Portland.
The Lakers had no idea that he couldn't carry a team when they traded for him. They
Yes,
were
they
thinking,
did.
no way.
No,
They
you're
were
right,
thinking-
you're right. They got
the
swept. They
Lakers,
swept- they
the
swept.
Lakers
Yes, they
were
did,
thinking that a year or two of him and LeBron, then he's
Exactly.
going to take
no,
over.
No, but that was the narrative. They knew that he couldn't because he didn't do it in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's
they
what it was.
thought under the
Well,
tutelage
Boogie
of
was there.
LeBron. But they thought under the tutelage of LeBron that now you're going to be able to ascend, and we saw that was a lie.
It'll never happen. Y'all don't
No,
think it'll ever
because
happen.
you know what it is? It's mentality. AD don't have that mentality.
That's true.
And-
We've seen
and-
that in the Kentucky championship.
100%. And that's the one thing about basketball players and just any type of sport is the toughest thing to change. You can't change how somebody's
Yeah,
wired.
Ben
can't
bro.
do
Simmons.
that.
Ben
You
Simmons.
can't do it.
Perfect example. Ben Simmons.
You
Yeah.
can't change how they're wired. AD has all the talent, all of it, 6'11", 7 feet,
He ain't
with
gonna go
guard
get it,
skills, but he don't want it. You know who want it? Giannis. Wired different, bro. He wired like Kobe to a degree.
Mamba mentality.
My thing with the Lakers is more so about LeBron's tenure. Because again, AD is where
He won a championship.
I got a ring.
So that's what I was asking. Do y'all look at LeBron's tenure as successful
Yeah.
in Los Angeles?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he got a
absolutely.
ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely. He got a
Regardless,
ring.
he got a ring. Yeah. Hey, but y'all know something funny that I was told today? It's now's the time. LeBron went down, right? So Bronny's about to play in the playoffs of his senior year, McDonald's All-American game. He got the Nike Summit coming up. Isn't it convenient that LeBron is out?
That's
Nah, if you-
crazy.
if you
that
wanna-
you
if you
said
wanna-
that. No,
if you wanna
that's
talk about
crazy that you
Bronny-
said that because I was thinking like he might have just took a fall to like he got some business opportunities that he can't miss out
There
on.
you
He
go.
gonna make some more money doing
His
that
senior
than
year.
playing basketball.
I'm with the conspiracy.
My
I
thing,
can see it,
my
bro.
thing, I think he actually is hurt. My thing with Bronny is, Bronny's situation is that he is trying to gas up this month's draft
It
stock.
ain't even him no
like
more.
It's already
crazy.
doing
It
it.
ain't
They
even him
doing
no
it.
more. They got him top 10 now.
No, it was.
Yes.
You
It
think
wasn't
he ain't,
Bron. Bron ain't got nothing to do with
You
this.
think
bro.
Bron ain't got nothing to
Oh,
do
Bron
with
got
that?
something to do
FIFO, you
with it.
think Bron ain't got nothing
Bron
to do
got
with
something to
all
do
this
with it.
Bronny
Hey, man,
coverage?
I respect it if he do, but he ain't overtly doing it.
Because we've been saying that,
Yeah,
bro.
Bron got
Bronny
something
ain't
to
it,
do with it,
bro.
yeah.
Bronny ain't it.
But they said he's improved his game.
They
bro.
do you see? What do you see?
I ain't seen
Ronnie
him play.
Jeffrey Jordan.
Yeah,
I don't watch high
No,
school
no,
basketball.
he's
I don't
definitely
know.
better than Jeffrey Jordan. Here's the thing. This year, he definitely has taken a leap. I still don't see prominent NBA player. The athletic ability definitely took another jump this year, offensively and defensively. But I still don't see dominant. Like I see
3-and-D.
To me, when I watch him, what my eyes tell me, championship role player. Somebody that you need on the squad, that third or fourth or fifth guy on the team that's going to play the right way, make the extra pass, be the sacrificial guy. Like I see him kind of
Very-
sort of what GP was for Golden State. Like, is he the biggest name? No, but when he got in there, he guarded dudes bigger than him. He was a difference maker, tip balls.
Ron Harper for the Bulls.
Ron Hart, like he's that guy. Like he's not the superstar, he's not an all-star, but when you put him in, it's an advantage.
Is he a lottery pick to you?
Top 10, yeah.
Those type of
'Cause of
guys do
pedigree,
go
though.
in the lottery depending
Pedigree.
on those
Yeah.
those type of guys do go in the lottery depending on the draft.
I'm asking you, just say what you said. I ain't ask you all that shit. I asked you, is he a lottery pick?
Yeah, I think so.
Is he
Based on his
your
class,
Imani
yes.
Bates?
Hey, Imani's balling this year though.
Hey, what are y'all? What are y'all? Eastern Kentucky
Yeah,
Community
Man,
College.
They
They
are
are.
smoked too. That's what he's the
They
best
like
player on
1
the
in
offense
22.
Yeah,
They
no,
bad.
yeah,
It's
trash.
bad.
And that team is trash too. It is what it
my
is.
God.
Based on the class, and I have to look at the rest of the class. I'm just gonna say yes for right now, just based off because there's not.
You just
another
saying yes to say
high-profile
yes.
guy. There's not really another high profile guy in his class like that.
Yeah, they already got the mocks out. He top 10.
In
I
his
see,
class,
I see what
And it's very unlikely
I
that
see-
some college dude going
I put it to you like this.
It's a whole season we can go
You
through.
know who he's better than?
It's college basketball.
He's better. What was Greg Anthony's son name?
Cole.
He better than Cole Anthony. And Cole Anthony.
Oh, really?
I ain't saying
Really?
nothing.
Oh, okay. Kenny's a top 5 pick now. What?
But what was your question?
Cole Anthony tried to dunk in Tim's.
was
at the
he-
What
dunk
was your
contest,
question
Was he a
though?
top 10 pick?
You asked me if he
Lottery.
was a
He said
lottery
he's a
pick.
I asked you.
Yeah,
Where did
lottery
Cole
pick.
Anthony go?
He was a lottery pick.
Thank
I
you.
asked you, did you think he was a lottery
And I
pick?
just gave you my
You said
answer.
yes, but I have to see the rest of it. So you don't
No,
even
no,
know.
no, no.
That's an inconclusive
No,
answer.
what I said is that typically it's based off of your draft class. There's not another player in his draft class that usurps him like that. And then to further my point was he's better than Cole Anthony, and Cole Anthony was a lottery pick. So if Cole Anthony was a lottery pick, Bronny damn sure is a lottery pick.
I think you compared two different things.
How am I comparing two different
Because
things?
again, those are two different players, and that's two different drafts. I'm saying, do you honestly think that he's a top 10 play?
He's a lottery
prospect.
pick.
Cole was nice though at FIFO in college.
He was all right.
No, he was nice.
He went to Duke though.
He was a Carolina guy.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, he was
Carolina.
Carolina.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was nice.
but
He carried them.
I didn't think that he was going to
But
be
he ain't no-
NBA superstar.
I didn't think he was gonna be an NBA superstar,
I
but
see
I
the
thought he was gonna be a
comparison.
nice
with
player.
people talk about.
I
But he
think
ain't.
he's a role player.
Well, what happened to him is the fact that he went to a team that's young and you got 80 players on that team that's playing the same position.
But here's the thing too, Shelter. I agree to a degree, but talent supersedes everything.
And size and stature. He was a smaller guy that probably could have used another year of college.
Kyrie had 3 college games and came in, and we knew that he was the guy.
Kyrie is Kyrie.
Kyrie was just on.
Kyrie is Kyrie.
Kyrie was that shoot around. And he became a number 1 pick.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
But at the end of the day, the point is that talent is going to win out, even though sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Look at DeJounte Murray. You know what I'm saying? And I've listened to a lot of interviews where he was talking about that's just kind of how the Spurs organization does it. Like they suppress you so that way you know what I'm saying, ascend. And they did that to him. The first couple of years, he didn't get no tick. And he said he was killing them dudes in practice. They couldn't guard him, but he just wasn't ready. But Cole Anthony never gave me that. Look, Bronny, I put it to you like this: if his athletic ability continues to explode, then we talking about a different player.
And if you keep saying one more if, we're going to have to pull out the bottle. That's all I'm trying to say.
You know, I like it.
So, all right. Let's.
Bryce is that nigga though.
I would say his brother.
Bryce
His brother
is
may be a.
that
His brother may be a top 5 pick. I'll give you that.
He gonna be number 1 pick.
He gonna be number 1.
If he keep growing, he's 6'6"
Bro,
already.
he's already about to tower over his brother.
No, he is already. He's 3
I'm
He's
saying
growing.
tower. Like I think he's still growing a little bit.
Yeah,
Like, I
he
think
is. He grew a foot last summer. A foot.
And he the better shooter between the two.
He's the best shooter in the family. So, yeah, no, if he continues to, and then here's the thing with Bryce, the athletic ability still hasn't hit him yet.
I don't even know if he really may need it though.
I don't think he needs it, but if he gets it,
As long as he has a handle and keep that shot, just go train with Uncle Kyrie.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
we gotta
Stay
see
away
what he
from
do.
his book collection, but you know what I'm saying? He'll train with Kyrie.
Yo, watch his DVD.
Yeah, you don't watch one of his movies. Ain't no movie night at Uncle Kyrie house. But let's stop airing the league. Let's get to this contenders versus pretenders list. Since we're after the All-Star break and we only have less than 25 games left.
Less than 25. It's like 22.
Or maybe even less than that. We're pretty much at the end of the regular season and we're now getting into playoff mode. So let's see who's really in it. Who do we believe is actually in it? And I like to revisit this once we start getting to the playoffs and stuff. But we're going through 1 through 10 in EC because they got, we include the play-ins and stuff like that. And I'm gonna start from 10 up. So let's start with the Western Conference, since that's the shittier conference this year. At number 10, currently based off, these are all the standings based off of today.
Before the games were played.
Yeah, the last day of Black History Month, last day of February going into March. Pelicans are the 10th seed.
In the East?
In the West.
Oh, I thought you said we starting with
No,
the
I'm starting with the West. I said the
West,
shittier.
Oh,
Pelicans, contenders or pretenders? Lou.
pretenders. Zion may not even he the next paper chip. All-star.
Man, but if Zion can come back,
So if he can come back, I don't have no faith in him coming back.
You already know how I feel about Zion.
I'm gonna say pretenders based on health, because if Zion's healthy, they legit.
They legit with him, but that's a big if.
Yeah.
What about you, Sheldon?
got to be pretenders because he probably ain't coming back.
Yeah, I doubt he coming back. Give me pretenders.
Zion got one more season for me. You already know he already got he already spelled out BUS. I'm about to. I think that last season gonna be the timeout T. It's a bust. They ain't done shit for him. Ain't even give him good highlights. How many great highlights have you got with Zion? Not that much.
He don't even dress.
After 5
He don't even
seasons.
dress nice on the sideline, man. He's killing me right now.
The fits is terrible. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
he needs new stylists, bro.
Yeah,
He gotta
they're
hire. He
pretenders.
gotta fire his stylist. That's some crazy stuff I've seen.
Yeah. At number 9, we have the Timberwolves, Minnesota Timberwolves. FIFO, pretenders or contenders?
Pretenders.
Does Cat still play in the league?
He's been out with.
He about to get traded.
Yeah, it's too late now.
That GM need to get traded.
Either this offseason or before next trade deadline. He out of there.
Yeah, they super pretenders.
That's crazy keeping Gobert and trading Cat.
Well, because you gave up so
You
much
have
to
to.
get Gobert. That's, you
Draft
have
capital.
to.
Yeah,
Because you ain't gonna get half of what you got back. You're gonna get more back for Cat.
yeah.
So you gotta let Cat
Try
go.
to
Yeah,
recoup.
whoever decided to bring Gobert in, he
He didn't get fired.
That is
Super
that's a
fired.
fact.
Mhm.
Pretender for me.
I wouldn't even trade a Gobert for Cat, let alone for
To
what he
add
gave
him on the
up.
team
Yeah,
with him.
Yeah.
Who you got, Ken? Or what do you got?
Pretenders.
And Sheldon, you said the same thing.
yes, 100%.
Man, I pray for Ant every night.
He'll be all right.
It's and a bust. Ain't nothing else there.
Surprisingly, the number 8 seed in the West right now currently is the Utah Jazz. Are they contenders or pretenders?
They're pretenders. Laurie Marketing is playing excellent though. That's the best player on the team right now. But I don't see how they're a better team without Mitch.
What about you, Ken?
Yeah, they're pretenders. Yeah, they started out hot and fell off fast.
He's still in the running though.
The top 8 seed.
Yeah, but they were like killing it, But yeah, then they just fell off. So they've stabilized, but yeah.
Who you got?
Pretender.
All right, what about you, FIFO?
They're pretenders. Laurie's nice, but he's not the best player on the championship team. And even if he was, he still has not really smelled the playoffs. So he still need to get that playoff ass open.
All right. I think they're pretenders as well. I think Danny Ainge finally called them like, look, y'all niggas, we need to get this Frenchman. Fuck what y'all doing winning.
They not getting him.
They got the draft picks already. Though.
Yeah,
They don't
it's
even need it.
over now for
They already
that.
got their draft picks.
Oh, you think they go trade up?
If it can be
if you
done,
got
he
the-
gonna do it.
But here's the thing: whoever has the number one pick is not trading out of the number one pick. That's number one. So that's not gonna happen.
whoever get it gonna get it.
Yeah, whoever's going to land with that number one draft pick is going
They
to
gonna just
drop.
go.
Unless
Wembanyama.
Dan, well, I mean, Danny
That's what I'm
Ainge
saying. Somebody
is
can
known
make
to
it. You think
finagle.
it's not impossible?
He's known to finagle, FIFO.
What do they have on that roster?
He just got
Nah,
over on
bro.
people so many times,
Nah,
bro.
bro.
He got
And
he got a lot of first round picks.
And when you see Danny Ainge calling, you did not
in the call.
straight the voice.
Somebody. It only take one.
Hey,
It only take one. Yes.
I know
I
Pop ain't
like
calling him.
Scoot though. Scoot gonna be nice too.
Oh yeah, he is.
So I take 2.
The top of this draft is going to be nice.
Miller 3, right?
Who's that? The Alabama guy?
Yeah, Alabama. Yeah. Shit.
That's a
we-
strong top 3
Mhm.
right there.
Mhm.
We got to see what happens with his case and all that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be all right.
That's a wrap. That
Yeah.
was. I think that's just a.
It's a
That's
conspiracy.
a
To me,
weird
that's
ass
a
situation.
conspiracy
That's the-
theory.
Yeah.
Alabama Auburn thing. I think they just floated out there for bad pub
Mhm.
because nothing can happen. There's nothing
Yeah.
that the police can do.
Mhm.
So why would this story even be out?
Exactly.
Number 7, we have the Golden State Warriors. FIFA.
Contenders. They
Contenders.
won it last year. I know that they struggled this year, but at the end of the day, if I put my money on any team to be able to flip a light switch to be like, now's the time, it's them. So for as long as Steph Curry is there, Steve Kerr is there, Clay is there, Dre is there, they championship contenders.
You feel the same way, Lou?
Absolutely. Steph Curry, that dude. He one of those of the generations that we speak of, held in the same regard with LeBron James and Michael Jordan. So absolutely. Once he comes back and he get his rhythm with that team, they can beat anybody.
So you got him as contending?
Absolutely.
And Jordan Poole's gotten his scoring average over 20. So there's a lot of nice things happening over there.
Showing you.
They are contenders for the fact that they all can shoot. Anybody can get hot on any given night, and they can shoot the ball. They don't have as much size on the inside, which they never really did anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But Looney has shown he can kind of hold his own, and those young guys stepped up. Kuminga's playing well. You know,
Mhm.
they got some role players now that kind of fit in. You should get GP back by the playoffs.
Mhm.
That trade was crazy too.
Yeah, it
by the
was.
way.
And Wiggins has been out on personal
Yeah.
time away from the team too. So that's another part of the reason why they've been struggling down the stretch. But Wiggins comes back. Iggy's still on that court. So what Iggy gave Wiggins last year, Wiggins is going to give Kuminga this year. You'll
Mhm.
see. Like that they're just rolling.
Yeah.
They contenders for real.
Where you got, Ken?
Kaminga? Y'all still hyping that dude up?
They gonna keep hyping him up until he get traded like
He's
Wiseman
not,
did.
he's not going to get traded.
Shit, we thought the same with Wiseman.
I still think they could be anybody above them. I still like them as contenders, mainly off Steph. But yeah, that's about it.
So
And I know he's been hurt.
So Clay Chop Suey. Huh? Clay's had his highest scoring
Yeah, Clay been
average
killing.
He
in his
playing
career.
well, but
He getting
the
back.
last 2 months.
yeah, all right.
He been on fire. He
On
scored
fire.
32 yesterday.
Yeah.
This unassuming 32 as
Mhm.
well because he was.
Because you know he don't dribble.
He's been all right.
I got
Better than
pretenders.
right.
Of course you
Of
do.
course you
I
do.
got pretenders.
Because Steph
I
can't
don't-
create his
We've
own
been
shot.
here long
I
enough
don't. I
to know
don't.
that
I
you
don't. I don't believe. Ever since Draymond punched Jordan Poole, I ain't believe.
been the same
I
since,
ain't been
man.
the same since, bro. I will give them credit. They only are a half game back from
Yeah, man.
Dallas, outside of the 6th
They
seed.
just got to get in. You get in. It's a whole new. it's a whole
I
new
just
ballgame.
think they're pretenders. I can easily be proven wrong. I've been proven wrong before about
They
this
did
team.
last year.
But I'm gonna keep going down with that shit until
Until
shit's-
Steph Curry retire.
no.
Respect.
This is I really don't see them like when I say pretenders for them, it's not like I'm saying they're trash like the other teams that we mentioned. I'm just saying like I don't really see them making that switch this season.
To me, when you've won how they've won, you can make the switch when you want to make the switch.
I think last season took a lot out of them to get that title, more than what we probably know. And I think that kind of rolled into
Like,
this
what do you
season.
mean by that? Be a little bit more specific.
I
Like,
think
what do you mean by that?
I think Steph went otherworldly even more for his level of basketball play to even get them to that far at that point, to even get them because they were down in that series, right? In the finals, like to even push them over the top to get them over Jason Tatum, all that stuff. Now I'm not saying the team didn't help him out because there was good defensive efforts, but offensively,
You think that was his last run?
I think I'll be shocked if he could do that again this season.
You think
Why
that
would
was
you
his
be
last
shocked?
run?
Because I don't see him. I don't think I could see him topping what he did last season.
And see, and this is the thing, right, about the Golden State Warriors this season versus last season. I definitely agree that Steph Curry, it felt like Steph Curry drugged that team to a championship. This season, I can honestly say that we didn't know going into last season who their number 2 scorer was going to be in the playoffs, and it was predominantly Wiggins. Wiggins now, in my opinion, looks and feels more comfortable playing that role. Clay is getting back, and we know Clay is a hired assassin. It don't matter if KD's on the squad, Wiggins on the squad, bro. I'ma shoot my shit, bro. Ain't nobody gonna tell me not to shoot. I'm Klay Thompson, right? So Clay is one of those anomalies for a championship team that he's gonna get his regardless because he don't got to dribble the ball, he don't got to dominate the ball to get points. Now, when you add in the Kuminga factor, which I feel is gonna get between 15 to 20 minutes a game in the playoffs. When they play small ball, he's gonna be in that lineup.
DiVincenzo, I forgot about him.
DiVincenzo, GP,
He's been playing well.
Jordan Poole. So I feel that this year, Steph is still gonna have the heroics because he's Steph, but he's not gonna have to drag them as many games as he had to last season. Because I think Wiggins again is more comfortable. Jordan Poole. I ain't going nowhere, bro. You just signed me. I don't give a fuck that Draymond punched me. You gonna be gone before I'm gone. That's the reality of the business.
We don't know that yet.
No, we do know that.
My biggest thing that I hate is they got rid of Wiggins. I mean, Wiseman, and I say that just for the size factor. You don't need him.
They don't have a center on their team,
right?
They don't have any big men.
Other than Looney, but we saw that. You saw that down the stretch.
Looney been holding it down for like
5 years.
Yeah, he's decent. But
who's the other big man in the West that's gonna beat him? That plays inside.
Ayton.
I ain't scared of him.
No, I wouldn't say Ayton.
Because Jokic
I
don't
take
play
Bam,
inside.
I take Bam.
I see what you're saying.
Ayton.
They don't got big men, but like nobody in the West plays
going
big
over 20.
inside. Nobody in the West plays
All
big
of that
inside.
shit is assisted. all of that shit is served to him on the dinner table.
But
it.
my thing though is really not it's really
Ayton
not the
again.
defensive part with Kevon Looney. It's rebounding.
Ayton
Just
got an
size.
offensive game way more than Looney.
Now
so
he
it's
does.
not just
Ayton averaging like 22
Looney
a game.
can contain Ayton.
Yes.
It ain't like unforeseeable.
Yeah, like
for
I
Looney
can't, like
to
we
lock
can't,
him
like
down.
that's a matchup.
Looney
Oh my god,
been
we got to
doing
go
this,
double team. Nah,
Looney been
I
doing
think
this
y'all
for 5
gassing up Looney heavy, but I'll give y'all because he won the title, so I'll let y'all
he
talk.
won
tough,
multiple
but
titles.
Who is gonna give him issues? Is what I would ask y'all.
Outside of Joker, there's not a big in the West.
But we talked about it even last year. You know when with just Looney, we talked about how they needed another big that was going to stop them from winning the championship, and they wanted it anyway. But they had to get a lot of breaks to go their way to get that done. Just size in the middle is important at times. That extra big man to put his arms up for somebody coming to the basket.
What do we say about playoff basketball?
The game shrinks.
Matchups,
That's it.
If they go, if Golden State plays Memphis strength is size.
Mhm.
That is a detriment to Golden State in that series,
Right.
and we know that that's somewhat of a newfound rivalry. You know what I'm saying, to a degree. So to me, it's going to be great basketball, but it just comes down to the matchup.
Right.
Like not every team in the West is going to be a bad matchup for Golden State.
All right, let's move on to the Dallas Mavericks, who are number 6 seed.
Pretenders.
Really?
I said it off. They don't
Yeah.
have the defense, bro. Yeah, you can't guard Luka or Kai, but you got to get stops to win a chip. And who gonna do that?
And they're struggling right now to find their identity with this new lineup with Kyrie. It's that first game, they played well, and we talked about it. Remember, I told y'all how hot they got. It was kind of like, whoa, that's crazy how blazing hot they were, yet they could never take the lead in that game. They were still behind the whole game. Ended up losing that game. It's just not looking good right now. It's just not. It's not working out good.
Yeah, I got Pretenders just from the fact of what you mentioned, FIFA, no defense. They gave away their defensive players to get Kyrie, and you can't. They just can't keep. They can't outscore everybody. They just can't, and especially when it gets tiresome to score if after bucket after bucket after bucket. So that's the reason why I got Pretenders. I do fuck with Kyrie from a on the court standpoint, but I don't think he's gonna be enough.
Yeah, Pretenders for me.
Pretenders for me for Dallas.
And Kyrie gonna be gone this offseason.
That's 50-50.
To the Lakers.
I don't see how that happens.
Speaking of another LA team, we got the Clippers as the 5th seed. FIFO, pretenders or contenders?
Pretenders. This is going to be the interesting thing, though, right? Like I'm on the fence with them, and the barometer is going to be Ty Lue's coaching. And the one thing I'm looking for is Russell Westbrook going to be part of those closing lineups?
He
Or is
hasn't been.
not?
Nope.
He hasn't
Sure
been.
hadn't.
But the
He
other
just
thing,
got there though.
Yeah, no.
but you said MVP, right?
Mhm.
When you have a player of that status, if he's that good, he finishing games, bro. Like it don't matter the sport. If you are a top 5, top 3 in your position, all time, whatever, you're gonna be in the game when the games matter most. And again, that's my issue with Russell Westbrook. And Ty Lue is a championship head coach, correct? Does Russell Westbrook have any championships? No. So Ty Lue know what the fuck he talking about winning basketball.
But Russ got championship experience though.
Won finals.
That's more
almost
than
10 years ago.
That's more than
Almost 10
Paul
years ago.
George. That's more than probably most of that Clippers roster.
I understand, but not Kawhi. And Kawhi's the guy.
Which is why he's not the leader of the team. That's what I'm saying. Like I look at Westbrook as to me, it does go on Ty Lue, but to me, I believe in Ty Lue because he seems to be able to resurrect certain people's career more than what you would expect.
You know what it is? Ty Lue don't give a fuck about telling you what it is, and you're gonna respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like again, my thing is I'm already seeing it. Russell Westbrook not in at the end of the game, but what is Russell Westbrook's body language? Not the same guy, bro.
Right.
You over here
He not-
projecting.
What do you mean, Nick? Have you played sports?
He ain't played more than 10 games
Nick,
for the damn
Nick,
Clippers. You always
Nick.
say he checked out.
Nick, have you played sports?
Well,
Yes
if
or
he's
no?
checked
What does
out,
that
they'll
have to
just
do
cut
with
him.
what I'm saying?
Because
No,
then
no,
you
no.
understand.
you're
No, because I know that you played sports, and you know that when you have a teammate and it's not your game, and you over here,
Power.
what the heck, bro?
Then they'll get
You
rid
gotta
of
be
him.
in the
It's
game.
not that big of an issue. And then if it's
Oh,
like
it
that,
is.
they'll get rid of him, bro.
They're not going to get rid of him this season. They just acquired him.
I'm saying give him more
Didn't they
time.
sign him as a
The
free
nigga
agent?
just signed him.
Do you? All right,
How many games has he played for the Clippers?
2. Do you understand? The Clippers do not have any type of salary to re-sign him next year. Russell Westbrook is going to be a free agent, and he's going to sign to a team that has salary cap space. The Clippers don't have no bird rights. The Clippers don't have no. He is a rental.
So
Right.
he got to prove himself for the next contract. You will hope.
And you think
You will
somebody
hope.
who's going to get?
If he do well in the playoffs, if Russell Wilson,
He's not going
if
to
Russell
be-
Westbrook is a cog, and they like, man, he came off the bench, he played his role
Lou, how
well.
much money-
I'll give him a
Lou,
shot.
How much
Oh,
money?
he's starting now.
He is starting. But it's not who starts, it's who's finishing the game.
It's not him.
Russell Westbrook's not going to finish the game. And if you're telling me that you're going to pay somebody like Russell $20-some million, because that's what he's going to command, he's not going to take no veteran minimum. So you talking about $20 million and you can't finish the game? Get the fuck out of here,
Would
bro.
you rather have kept Reggie Jackson?
The Knicks,
no.
the Knicks are taking.
Chill out, we
I'm
don't
not
need
a
him.
Reggie Jackson.
Knicks will
fan.
take Russell Westbrook all day.
We got
every day,
Brum Brum.
twice on
We got Brum
Sundays.
Brum.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
And
that.
they think it would be the best backcourt if they go
they'll
get Russell
sell that
too.
shit like
Nah,
it was
yeah.
Nas.
Yeah,
and
yeah, they
Illmatic.
would.
You don't need to.
I know they don't need to, but they would. Okay.
Sheldon, contenders or pretenders?
They was contenders until they got Westbrook. Like I said, I just
So
don't
what do you got?
believe
So
in
you got P.
Westbrook, so
They
I
pushing
think-
P.
Yeah, they are.
They got
Yeah.
P. They've been pushing P.
What you got, Ken?
They're pretenders, and it has nothing to do with Westbrook. It has to do with Ty Lue.
Pretenders because of Ty Lue?
out of here.
Bro, what the fuck has Ty Lue done since he been there, bro?
He did more than that.
Yeah. He went to the Western Conference Finals.
What was the expectation for Ty Lue when he got there and when he got them?
They've been hurt.
Forget the Western Conference Finals. What did they want them to do?
They've been
What
hurt.
did everybody say when everybody heard the news?
Championship.
All right, he ain't done shit with the guy that was supposed to be the GOAT
Who?
after Kawhi Leonard. Or, no, I'm sorry, not the GOAT, but the best player in the NBA after he beat Golden State when they lost KD and Klay Thompson.
Mhm.
He was supposed to be better than LeBron that following season. Get Paul George, got Ty Lue now, and they ain't done shit. But get to the Western Conference Finals and blow a 3-1 lead. Get the fuck out of here.
He's played as many games as Kevin Durant in Brooklyn.
So, yeah, Ty Lue on watch.
It ain't Ty Lue.
It ain't Ty Lue, bro.
Who is it?
Why it ain't?
It's been the availability of his stars. why they've been inconsistent. It has nothing to do with the coaching. Coaching been there.
I think so too. Lou,
Coach blew a 3-1 lead.
Who?
Didn't
For
they?
who?
No, I don't think Ty Lue ever brought.
Didn't they?
You confusing Doc Rivers.
Yeah, that's Doc Rivers Clippers.
The Mavs. I thought he blew a 3-1 lead. Okay, my bad.
Lou, who you got? I think they always beat the Mavs.
Who was it? Who we talking
Clippers
about?
still.
Clippers pretenders.
I got them as contenders, bro.
Of course you do.
I believe this is my last year saying it though, because this the last year of Kawhi,
It's
Paul
your
George,
last
the
hurrah.
top. This the last hurrah. Say who does somebody give a last hurrah
He's
to?
picking contenders over Golden State.
That's crazy.
You, boy. Hey, this is what
You
you,
got
get
more
when it's
belief
basketball
in,
season.
in Steph than Kawhi.
No.
Kawhi
I
than
believe
Steph.
I believe overall the Clippers more than I believe overall. Golden
Even
State.
though they just won a championship.
If you ask me about Steph, that's
Okay.
That's a separate.
but the
person.
organization as a whole, though.
Exactly. So let's look at who has the best player out of those two teams.
You have to lean towards Golden State.
You
Okay.
have to
So
lean
so Steph is the best player. So then the next best player is Kawhi. I give you that. Who's the third best player?
I'll
Total.
put PG.
Hell no.
PG over.
PG better than Draymond and Clay?
He not better.
You talking
than
about
Klay.
combined or
right
just
now.
in the,
Just
either?
whatever. You
I
taking
think
PG out
over
of them
either,
three.
either.
Okay, that's fine. So Steph, Kawhi, PG.
Mhm.
The next 5 niggas is all
Nah,
Golden State.
I ain't going that far because I think you sleeping on.
Who on the Clippers is better than Jordan Poole?
Probably he'd probably be the fourth one then.
So Jordan Poole's better than Clay, in your opinion?
Yeah, right now.
Okay, so who do you have that's better than Clay?
I gotta look at the Clippers roster. I can't even think about it.
Because they ain't got none.
Powell.
Nah, I actually
Norman Powell.
Nah, I ain't gonna
The
say that
next
name.
3 or
That's it.
4 players are all Golden State Warriors.
That's it. 'Cause
I like the pieces
I'ma
of
tell you
Clippers, and
I'ma tell you-
this is their last hurrah. I'm pushing all my chips.
just the
in on
Clippers pieces after those two. You got Westbrook, Norman Powell, Marcus Morris Sr., John Wall.
John Wall ain't
and
on the
Zubac.
team on no more.
Yeah, John Wall.
I mean, not John Wall,
useless.
but I was reading
I got you.
I like Terrence Mann though. Terrence Mann's a good player.
I feel you. And
I
he's
like
not
Terrence
better
Mann
than
too, but
Draymond Green,
yeah.
Clay
I think
Thompson,
Terrence Mann's
Jordan
better than
Poole.
Terrence
Draymond.
Mann is
Or
Terrence Mann is
Andrew
Kuminga.
Wiggins.
I think Terrence Mann better than Draymond right now.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you tripping.
I think Terrence Mann is only good because of Ty Lue.
Me too.
Yeah, but again,
That's coaching to me. I like
but
that.
he's not better than the next 4 Golden State Warriors.
We gonna see.
Terrence
I
Mann is
know.
Kuminga.
We
I
gonna
don't need to
see.
see.
We gonna
I
see.
know.
We gonna see. All right, let's move. We got to run through these. Suns
Contender.
contender. Everybody gonna say contenders.
I'm gonna say pretenders because
What? Hey, hold on,
I'm
bro.
gonna say
Hold on. He
pretenders.
came at me.
Whoa.
He
I'm
came
gonna
at
say
me.
pretenders.
A team
You know
with
why?
Devin Booker. His Devin
I'm
Booker.
gonna tell you why. But I gave Devin Booker hella flack. I said that
When?
last season.
We
I gave
seen what
him
a
hella
team.
flack.
We seen what a team that went to the finals does when they add KD the next year.
I understand all that, but here's the thing. Y'all could go pull the tape. Was it in the finals 2 years ago when they played against the Milwaukee Bucks? Chris Paul did not show up at all,
Fair.
and I called him out. Being
He was
a
coming
point
off injury.
He
guard. Man,
old.
fuck all that.
Oh,
But a point guard can control the game in other ways outside of scoring, and we know it's not about scoring. Chris Paul ain't wanted. Chris Paul played scared. And then we come around last year, and here come D Book, and you know I've been caping for D Book, but I had to put him on watch too. You talk all that shit to Luka, and what Luka do to you? Smack that ass, boy. Get here. He made Book look so insignificant. Now, KD, can we say he's injury prone?
yes,
Hmm?
Can we say CP3 is injury prone?
yes. Especially this time of year.
Yeah.
And then we seen Devin Booker and CP both shrink in playoffs. CP multiple times. D Book last season. And DeAndre Ayton is nice, but he's not.
He don't have no dog in him.
So pretender to me. And they got rid of a lot of their depth. Now I know they went and got Terrence Ross.
But
I know that they're trying to get other people in the buyout
you
market.
said but you said they have championship expectations.
they do.
But you still have him as a pretender.
Me personally,
Could they make the finals?
of course they could. They have the talent to. But I don't trust in.
You don't think nobody got their dog on them in that roster? It sound like.
KD does, but
But you don't know if he gonna be.
I don't know. He's gonna be healthy.
All right, what you got, Lou?
I got them contenders. I think that Chris Paul should be well rested. I'm not sure if he's been playing or not.
He's starting to look his age.
He is. But in the playoffs, like you said, being a point guard, being able to dictate the pace himself, having two dynamic scorers on both sides of him, he should be able to keep up. At the very least, the person that we know Chris Paul to be, he should be able to keep up through a playoff series from May to end of June, July.
It's going to be matchup now for Chris Paul. Chris Paul gets matched up with a De'Aaron Fox. Chris Paul going to get exposed.
Who you
That's a fact.
got,
They're gonna
Sheldon?
take him out.
They're Contenders.
Everybody else say Contenders, but FIFO. All right. Kings.
Pretenders.
Yeah,
Pretenders.
They pretend.
And Grizzlies.
They're pretenders to me.
I got Pretenders as well.
They need to get another scoring threat that can go get his own buckets.
Bang?
Pretender for me too.
He can't get his own buckets.
I got Contender. I like Jackson. I like
You say
Bang.
contender?
He
Oh,
said
Pretender?
Yeah, I'm probably the only Contender. You got a Contender?
That's so tough. I think they're more Pretenders than Contenders.
I like Contender. I like Memphis.
They struggle to know.
I like
It's tough for me to
They've
say
been
as a person from
struggling this
Nashville
year.
too.
I like Memphis.
I don't trust nobody outside of Ja.
They don't have that other guy.
Jackson.
Jackson ain't shit.
He's a piece, but and I like Desmond Bain. But if you give the ball to Desmond Bain, everybody clear out and say, "Go get us a bucket." He's not doing that. They need
Pull
that
up,
guy.
though. He can pull up.
He can pull up.
And the number 1 seed, Denver Nuggets.
Contender.
You said what?
Contender.
Pretender. They don't have another guy. It's all joke.
Spike said Contender.
Yes.
Sheldon, who you got?
They're Contenders to me.
Ken.
Pretenders.
Pretenders?
Yeah. Why is Sacramento not getting more respect? Third in the West, above Phoenix, Clippers, Mavs.
They haven't proven anything yet. This playoff, they have to prove it.
Prove what?
That they belong. They've been one of the worst teams in the NBA until this season.
That's forever. Yeah, they got to win a series, I think.
Or they just got to push a team. They don't even have to win a series to me.
Go
Make
7.
it to the playoffs, push that team,
Mhm.
make me a believer. I don't believe them. Like, I don't believe them.
But well, y'all know I like them. I talked about it last year.
Sabonis.
Sabonis.
Yeah, I like the fact that they got a 1 and a 2 guy, like two guys that can get it done. That's what I like about them, man. They got a couple guys,
And they're both
off the bench.
lefties.
Yeah, they are. They
That
are
doesn't happen
It's just
often.
crazy. Yeah, it's
not
crazy.
not often at all,
Both your
which is
dominant
tough.
players
You got
is
Herter
left-handed.
shooting threes. Harrison Barnes need to step up. That's the biggest issue for that team. Harrison Barnes is
He's not that guy.
If you rely on Harrison Barnes, then yeah, they Pretenders. That's what I got them as. But the Nuggets. We already said our stuff.
Yeah. Me and Ken said Pretenders, Spike and Shelton said
And I got them
Contenders.
as Pretenders too. Because I
Mm.
don't believe in Joker just yet till he prove it.
I believe in Joker. There's nothing else on that roster. Maybe Jamal Murray's another, this offseason away from getting back. But until he gets to that point, they're not contenders.
right. So Nick, you got Clippers coming out of the West.
No. I think they're a contender. I don't say they coming out the West. I think for me,
So who you got coming out the West then?
well, I'll say the Suns. I believe in the Suns. I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers, got into Western Conference
Who you
Finals.
say, Spike? Who's coming out the West?
I'd say the Suns too.
I'm taking Golden State.
I'm taking Golden State.
Who you taking, Ken?
Hold on, let me write these down while y'all saying this
Okay.
shit because y'all niggas like
I didn't know we
you
were
always
doing
like to
this
say
tonight.
check the tape.
no, we being put on the-
I
on
know
the spot.
it's on the
We
spot.
can come back to that next
I
week.
really need to see how KD
I wanna-
play with them first.
I don't.
He'll play tomorrow night.
I know that's what I'm saying. I would like
Tomorrow's
to
first
see
game,
that.
right?
Yeah.
But-
FIFO and Sheldon say
I got
Golden
the
State.
go to State out the West.
Mhm.
How long is Steph out for?
It don't matter.
A
to
couple
me.
more weeks, I think.
2 weeks, like LeBron.
Yeah,
I like
think
the
so.
Suns and the
Like 2 more
Warriors,
weeks.
but I really want to see how KD play.
You know, I'm not. KD gonna be KD no matter where KD go.
I know that, but what type of impact you gonna have? Like it's a championship
For me, it's-
impact.
For me, it's more Chris Paul. Like FIFO brought up a good point. Is he gonna
Booker
be
can play
able-
point guard if Chris Paul
But
can.
who Chris Paul gonna guard?
That's what I'm saying. You can get sit his ass down. Booker's played point guard.
Oh, okay, get him
Yeah.
out of there. I got you.
But Book struggles on defense. Again, it comes down to the matchup.
He more serviceable. than Chris
My
Paul.
thing is this. Obviously, KD is the barometer. Like from y'all barely a playoff team to a championship contender for most people. The reason why I'm picking Golden State is they got 3-4 guys they could throw at KD. You know what I'm saying? So like with those, elevated, you can't stop guys. I'm always like, can you match the level of physicality? Can you match the athletic
How
ability?
much you can throw at him?
How much can you throw at him? Golden State got a whole bunch of guys.
I mean, it's nice to say it, but who is he throwing at KD? Who you throwing at KD? Name me the names. Just name me the names.
I'm just saying, isn't that what Boston did?
I'm just saying.
Try.
Draymond's going.
First of all, Boston ain't got shit to do with KD. So name me the
How
name.
Boston ain't got nothing to do when they lost to Boston?
Anybody on Boston better than KD?
No, but they have multiple.
Okay,
guys
Boston
to
ain't got
throw-
shit to do with KD.
But they have multiple
They
guys
beat
to
him
throw
in
at
the
KD.
series when they played Brooklyn.
Name me the players who they gonna throw at KD.
They're gonna throw Wiggins.
Okay.
They're gonna throw Kuminga.
Okay.
They're gonna throw
Draymond.
Draymond.
Okay.
They're gonna throw Moody. They're
Okay.
probably gonna put Kayvon on him a couple of times. Just
Okay.
He's another body.
That's a what's that? What's that? Wendy's give a biggie bag? $5 biggie bag. He gonna eat on all them niggas. When was the last
But
time
ain't nobody
Draymond guarded
stopping- ain't
anybody,
nobody
let alone a
stopping
KD
KD,
nigga?
Ain't nobody stopping KD.
Exactly.
All right, so then
No,
That's
but
a
it's
moot
all
point.
about making that the best player work.
okay,
KD's
they
gonna
gonna
still
make
get
it hard,
30,
though.
but it's gonna be a tough ass
They're
30.
gonna make it hard.
And if KD got to work that hard for 30, bro, the CP, I'm
so
counting them out.
what do we always say? KD gonna go what? 4 for 5 and have 45 points.
Yeah.
Like you gonna hack him, he gonna go to the line, he gonna make his free throws. You double team him, Booker's open.
But I
You
think
know what I'm
that
saying? Like,
speaks to the point though. It ain't nothing you finna be able to do to stop KD. Like KD gonna show up and do what he do. We seen it in Brooklyn. We
see,
seen
that's
it
why
in Oklahoma
that's why I
City.
like your
Only thing you
point.
do
That's
is
why I
hurt
like
him.
your
However,
point. Is Chris Paul.
what is Chris Paul gonna
Yes,
do?
I like
What
your
is
point.
Booker gonna do?
Don't talk to me
Yeah.
about KD. Talk about everybody else.
And I think about it, and I think about everybody else too. Like Josh
Yeah,
and
like,
Kogo.
all of y'all
Okogo,
gotta come show up.
Those other guys, they got Torrey Craig, Terrence Ross.
Whole lot of nobody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those are the guys that I'm worried about because these guys got to sit down. KD got to sit down.
Like again, who CP guard? He guarding Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole gonna put him in the blender. We know he can't guard Steph.
Definitely can't go.
You have to put
They
that
gonna
man
hide
on
him somewhere.
Clay.
They gonna hide
and
him
Clay's
somewhere.
not gonna stop moving.
He
You gonna have him
can't guard
somewhere.
Clay neither. If we being real, because
Yeah,
Clay
he
gonna
gonna
move
put him in
around
the
too much
post.
for him.
And he's gonna put him in the post. Like
So you got Golden State and Suns in the Western Conference Finals? Because I don't even know.
It depends on what.
It depends
the
on what.
seed
Yeah, it
out.
depends
Yeah,
on.
it
They may not
depends
even
on-
make. They may not even
yeah,
meet.
it depends on the
series,
matchup.
Seeding gonna be.
It depends on the matchup.
All right, let's move to the East. Number
Only two pretenders.
number 10, we got the
Denominate
Washington
everybody.
Wizards. Anybody?
Pretender.
Everybody
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
P, pushing
yeah.
P.
Yeah. Shout out to Kuzma.
He been waiting to go back to LA ever since he got traded.
Man.
He still be texting, bro.
Number 9, we got the Toronto Raptors.
Pretender.
Boy, I'm so boy. They lucky Kawhi
They
came
leased-
there for 1
They
year.
leased their
Yeah.
life away. They ain't never got to go to the playoffs again, bro.
Mhm.
They good. It's Toronto.
Hey, bro.
You don't even know they in the league no more, bro.
Hey,
Kawhi
that
gave us
that
our
title-
title. It's over.
That title was a fart in the wind when it comes
Yeah,
to
that shit
respectability
crazy.
today. they won their title. We don't give a fuck about them ever
That's
since.
worse than that bubble title you asked about. That
Nah, no,
Toronto.
no,
You
no,
like,
no,
what?
I ain't gonna say
Toronto
that's-
won a title?
I ain't gonna say it's worse because Kawhi proved a lot to niggas.
Yeah,
that
he
year.
did.
He did his
proved a
thing.
lot.
I ain't gonna lie, but
Number 8, we got the very own homegrown Atlanta Hawks.
pretender.
Anybody care about the Quinn Snyder hire?
Should be a good hire. He was
Oh,
here.
so it was official.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
bet.
got like 5
No,
years.
I
ago.
like it.
Was
I
he
like
working for the Jazz? What was I never
Yeah.
understood. He was
I
their
thought he
head
was-
coach.
Yeah.
So he left the Jazz to come work for the Hawks.
No.
No, I thought he went to Golden State, didn't he?
No.
Nah.
He
That's
left.
Ken Anderson. Or
Yeah. He left
got
the
fired.
Jazz. I think
He
it was
get
mutual.
fired.
It was mutual.
Ah, okay. I
It
didn't
was
understand.
mutual.
what was
Then he
going
just
on.
been chilling.
They said you're gonna get
Right.
fired tomorrow if you quit, or you can quit today. That's when it's mutual.
That's funny.
And then that's what Trey told him.
That's a good pickup for the Hawks.
No, it is.
He got a
It
good
is.
offense. He got a top 10 defense, a top 10 offense. The players that play for the Hawks, they think, are better than the pieces that he had for the Jazz.
Yes.
So he should be able to
more
implement
I
that
would say
system
this,
and be successful.
he got 1 season, and
That's crazy.
Trey.
Yeah.
If it don't look good, we're gonna have to start looking at Trey and say, "Hey,
How?
bro," because this is his 4th coach, ain't it?
Man went to
Look.
How many coaches you need to be good, bro?
He done
how many
fired
good
Trey
Mark.
coaches
good,
have
it's just
I got
you
a
a
question
coach
for you.
killer.
How many good coaches have they had?
What do you mean, Nate?
Like
Didn't
half.
Nate McMillan take him to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Nate was half, yes, but
And he got him what, 1 game or 2 games? That game was
had him
What
2
game?
games.
yeah,
Six.
2
Game
games
six.
against Giannis.
But
Trey did that.
And they took out Trey Foot.
they did. Here's the thing about Nate McMillan. When he made that run, he was an interim coach. And oftentimes when you make an interim move like that, when you fire the other guy, which I can't remember his name, and you bring an interim guy, sometimes the team
Don't do that.
Sometimes
We're not gonna boo boo that.
Sometimes the team just gels a little bit better. I've never liked Nate McMillan as a coach overall because he wanes his players down.
He'll stick
You
with
saw it.
Tim Thibodeau. Yeah, like same
You
thing.
you saw it. At first they love him. Oh, okay, cool. It's something different. And then now it's like, bro, you grinding me down, bro. I ain't trying to fuck with you no more. Some coaches do that, and Nate is one of those people.
Yeah.
He's not gonna have long success wherever he goes. He's gonna have a 2-year window, and that's about it.
That's crazy though. That I understand what you're saying, but if Trae Young is a professional, and I went to the Eastern Conference Finals under the tutelage of this dude, coming in and being like, "Hey man, you working me too hard." That's crazy. That's crazy.
I feel. What did I say is the hardest thing to change?
The light skin's mentality.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
like
crazy. That nigga out in Magic City, he
Hey,
wins.
boy,
Like, bro, we gotta go to practice,
a light skinned nigga's ego, boy. Especially when he know he's a superstar.
Hey, look,
Hey, that's the hardest thing to change, man.
I agree with you, Nick, in terms of Quinn Snyder. The biggest thing is this. Is Trae Young going to play more off the ball? If the answer is yes, that is a crazy dynamic team. If the answer is no, and it is Trae saying, I need to play this style of basketball, I don't care about a system, you got to let Trae go.
Moving on. Number 7 seed is the Miami Heat.
Pretenders.
I got Pretenders too.
Pretender, but the closest thing to a contender outside of the top 2.
Yeah.
They're a player away.
Yeah.
Like, they legit are.
They the closest to
Hey,
Boston and Milwaukee.
Yeah, Pretenders for me. Yeah.
You too, Sheldon?
Yes.
All right. Moving on.
What do you think, Pretender?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. Yeah. Even though Jimmy's a superstar. Number 6, we
Only in the
have
playoffs.
number 6, we have the Brooklyn Nets.
Pretender.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know who on their team.
They're not even making.
I want to know how far they're gonna drop out of the when is it gonna be? They've been holding on to that.
I think they are.
They're a good
Hold on.
team.
They're a solid team. That's why I've been
That
waiting.
just don't bode well in the playoffs.
And I don't see anybody who's going to take that spot below them. Like, you have to really fall
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Brooklyn's going to make the playoffs.
What you mean the Knicks already got over?
What number are they?
I mean,
What
they're
number is Brooklyn?
6. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So they would be playing what's
They got a game and a half. They're a game and a half over Miami right now.
Right. So, are the Bulls, the Pacers, or the Magic going to
No.
are they going to fall that far? Probably
The
not.
Pacers were kind of.
Who's the number 3 seed right now in the East? I know I'm jumping
Philly.
in. Philly? Oh, yeah, they're losing to Philly.
Number 5. Bing bong. Got the New York Knickerbockers.
They number
Boy,
5?
they climbing up. They on a
Man,
6-game winning streak.
The
Pretenders.
East is shitty.
Yeah, it is.
Shit.
What you mean, boy?
Dang, I didn't realize the East was that bad.
You know how good they look? About as good as Julius did in that 3-point contest.
Hey, Julius been balling, so you need
Julius
to stop. You need to bite your
Julius
tongue
ain't
on
make
Julius.
shit
Man,
in that
forget
You need to
it.
bite your
contest.
tongue.
Forget
Don't
that
talk
he
about
cost
my.
me money last night.
Don't talk
so
about my perennial all-star Julius.
He cost me
He
money
ain't make
last
shit
night.
in that
And Emmanuel
3-point
quickly
contest.
gonna win 6th man of the year.
Okay.
Oh, he got me right though. He hit got me right on threes. So I appreciate quickly.
I'm gonna say everybody but Nick is a. Y'all say Pretenders.
Of course.
I'm
Yes,
going with a contender
man.
right now. Brun changed. Brun changed the life in New York.
I
Nick,
bet he was happy to get away from Luka.
He
them,
did.
them boys ain't gonna do nothing. past
Kyrie feeling
the
that
first
now.
round.
Kyrie about to wear a kufi the next time you
Man.
see that nigga.
Kyrie just went. I just told King Kyrie missed the game tying shot just now.
5 or 6 since they got him.
Still early. Give him about 10. Well,
Luka
I'll
had
give him the rest of the
39.
season.
Kyrie had 16.
Bro, they about to be 500, bro. So, yeesh.
Number 4 seed, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Contenders.
I got him contending too.
They're on my cusp. The only thing about them is the majority of that roster don't know what it's like to lose in the playoffs.
Too young.
They're too young. That's my only thing. But talent-wise, oh yeah, 100%
So
contender.
gun to your head.
Huh?
Gonna hit.
Contender.
Contender. What about you, Lou?
Pretender.
But they fell off too, bro.
They're contenders.
Pretender.
But they had injuries though, so yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind
they
of why
have-
they
Who
started.
you got,
to fall.
Shug?
They're contenders.
So everybody but Lou.
Yes.
They're
Yeah,
contenders.
I like their big guys and I like their guards.
I put it to you like
I
this.
hate
It's everything.
Allen, man. I hate Allen. Like that's
Why?
I just
Allen,
I hate,
Allen.
I hate how his hair looks. I hate
you just a hater.
That's cool.
And he's scoring buckets now.
I hate his style of basketball. I hate
So
his
wait a minute
socks.
now.
I hate the
Somebody
shoes he
back
wear.
Africa,
I ain't even
you know,
going like
like
that.
roll.
I hate
So
it,
all the
man.
70s players, I hate your hair.
Hey,
It sound like
I ain't
it
even
sound like
gonna
Bernie
lie.
Mac on Don't Be a Man.
I had to let
I
it
hate
out.
his black skin.
I had to let it out. Like,
I don't like your
I
kinky
hate
hair.
it, man. Damn.
He do look like Sideshow Bob.
Hey, bro, like just do something with your hair.
I think D. Mitch can overcome some of the youth that they have.
He has to.
He's gonna
He
have
may have to
but
score 70. There.
He can.
I don't think it's about scoring. I think it's
I think it's
about-
more. When I mean to score, I mean like his energy, his when he's relentless, he's relentless. He is going to either dunk on you, shoot, do whatever. And I think the team feeds off of that because when he goes off, somebody else is like,
that's
all right.
not what I'm talking
Mitchell
about.
is different, I think. He is
I
different.
agree.
He is
You know, he's
different.
ascending. This year, he's taking another jump. My thing is this: like it's winning basketball. It's about the moments that you have to get a bucket or a stop. And to me, D. Mitch has been in enough of those moments to know what to do in those moments. You know what I'm saying? It's the scoring is that all of that is whatever. It's in these clutch situations, they're double teaming you. Are you hot? Are you gonna shoot it over? Like, are you gonna make the right decision? Right? Like when you're young and you've never been in that situation, you're a big question mark. A lot of those guys are question marks, but he's the one that's not. So that's what I'm talking about. I don't care how much he averages. Is it efficient? And is he making the right play when you need him to? That's what's gonna have to happen for Cleveland to beat one of the big boys.
Number 3 seed, the Philadelphia 76ers. Are we all agreeing that they're contenders?
They're contenders.
Yeah.
You said that.
Because I definitely think it depends on their matchup in the East before they get to the Eastern Conference. That somebody could knock them out.
Who's 6 right now?
6 is Nets.
The Nets.
Beat them then.
They
play
should
them.
be able to beat them.
They played a 2.
They paid a 2-7.
That series comes down to James Harden. Can he get around all of those wing guys that Brooklyn has? Because James has to make plays. Because he's an initiator.
Do you think that Philadelphia could beat Milwaukee in the second round?
Yeah, I think they can. I think they can.
I do
Because
too.
they can't guard Giannis and they can't guard Embiid.
Yeah.
So it comes down to the others.
Boston Celtics. Everyone says contenders.
Contender.
I don't know why I fixed my mouth to say pretenders. Yes, contenders.
And then the Milwaukee Bucks.
Contenders.
Definitely contenders.
Is there anybody? Well, looking at this list, is there any team that y'all think could slide or
No.
move up?
No.
I think Philadelphia would be I wouldn't be surprised if they had a first round exit, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they went to the finals.
Yep. They have the biggest sliding
Yeah.
grade.
I
I see
probably
that.
will agree with that. I want to say Cleveland maybe has.
We picked 6 teams total for the most part that were contenders.
Oh, you want to read off what the
Who are
contenders
the
are?
contenders?
The ones that everybody says contenders, or just
yes,
the majority?
unanimous
The
ones.
majority.
Unanimous is the Milwaukee Bucks, Boston Celtics, Philadelphia 76ers. And that's it. Everything else was kind of
Just the 3?
as the unanimous.
In
Now
the
the
East
majority,
is
the
crazy.
majority,
Mhm.
and that's overall. That's West and East.
Yeah.
The majority is Boston, Milwaukee, 76ers, Cleveland, and
Golden State.
So with all the talent in
Yeah,
the West, it
Golden
seems like we think that they're gonna eat each
Golden
other
State
up,
and this Phoenix.
and then the East gonna take the title. Is that a fair?
I think the East is going to win the whole thing.
you think because of the competition in the West to get to the playoffs is gonna be so grueling that
No. I just think that based off our list, we see more contenders from the East than the West.
But I
So
think
they
the
have-
West has better teams, no?
Nah. So this year is a little interesting. I think that what my eyes are telling me is the East has way more defense, and because of that, it's more credible. Like we know that you need to be able to play that side of the ball to win a championship. Boston first and foremost, Milwaukee second of all. Like we know, if they need to get stops, they're gonna get
Even
the stops
Philly,
that they
even
need.
Philly in a
Even
pinch.
Philly to
Yeah.
a degree. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I trust what I see. When we're looking at the West, at least from my perspective, Joker and then who else?
The first 6 seeds can lose.
They
You're
can
right,
lose.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even Golden State, to Nick's point, like he don't trust them flipping on the light switch. They legit have to flip on the light switch because they haven't done it all
Because to me,
season.
it's like if Golden State gets to the finals and they face the Bucks, they are. That's literally the Monstars, and I mean just by size,
Mhm.
going against that small
Facts.
team. Like, there's nobody that's less than Drew Holiday is the shortest nigga on
Giannis
that
should
team.
average 40,
Yeah.
20, and 10.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Splash Mountain gonna come out again because Brook Lopez is he having a resurgence. And like everybody, like the shortest player is I think Drew Holiday on that team. So it's like the size advantage is gonna be amazing.
But you know how you overcome that. We saw what the Miami Heat, the Heatles did. Number one, it's efficiency, and number two is 3-point shooting. Because obviously we know Milwaukee, for the most part, in a 7-game series, if they go 7 games, should win the rebound battle 4 to 5 games. Right? When you lose, I'm gonna learn you something, Nick. If you go through the box score and look at who won the defensive rebounding, I would say 7 times out of 10 you could see who won the game just off of that, off of rebounding alone, because it's the period to a defensive sentence, right? The sentence is us running around, boom, we stopped it with that rebound. So that means you're getting defensive stops. The only way to overcome that, and even offensive rebounds, like if you're giving up offensive rebounds because you're not big enough, 3-point shooting. Who's the best 3-point shooting team in the league? Golden State. So, and we know that not one, but 2 people can get hot at the same time, and when that happens, I don't know how you stop them, regardless of the level of physicality or the size that Milwaukee has. Everybody playing their best basketball. Nobody plays better basketball on both ends of the floor than Golden State.
Golden State is not the best 3-point shooting team. They're top 3, but it's Denver and Brooklyn right now.
I'm not going necessarily by the numbers. I'm going by the players that they have.
I would even say they regressed on that. I think outside of Steph, you think this is a great 3-point shooting team?
Yeah. You have those 2 guys, bro.
Who?
There's nobody else.
I think historically, yes, but right now,
I'll put it to you like this. Gun to my head, give me Clay and Steph against anybody if we talking shooting.
Facts.
no,
Anybody.
I would
Still
say
to that.
I said take Steph out because we already know he's the 90% of their 3-point.
Okay, fine. Give me Jordan Poole and Clay versus anybody else in the league.
Versus Booker and KD.
That's the only one. That's legit. That's legit the only one.
In the
you right, I'll give
playoffs,
you that.
in the playoffs, I still take them.
I don't think Booker's that good of a 3-point shooter though, is he?
If we talking about
Not in the
He is,
playoffs yet.
We're talking shoot.
yeah,
like,
we're just talking about shooting.
like shooting. Like he is. That's what he do.
Okay.
Speaking of shooting, crazy we won a whole show. Dame scored 71. We didn't say his name.
Is that impressive?
Yes.
I'm just asking you.
Impressive.
Wasn't impressive when D Mitch
Thank
did it?
you.
No, I'm asking y'all.
Yes.
Okay.
His 71, was his 71 impressive? Absolutely.
Well, I said it because I may start taking stuff back now because it seems like it's getting too easy for these niggas to score these days.
He the
Oh, so
oldest
you
person
want the
ever.
ones that's drug testing motherfuckers after the
Yeah.
game?
No.
Man, we
I
need
think that's
blood
bullshit.
tests.
I think that's bullshit. I just think that
It ain't
Don't
easy,
sound
bro.
like
I'm starting to see a lot of
He the
bruh,
oldest person
shout
that
it out.
ever did it,
A
bro.
lot of niggas starting to get spelled. I'm like, hold on, bro.
It's getting easy.
It's
It ain't no lie. It ain't been no lie.
Your
though.
consensus
It's
network
been Mitchell and it's been Dame
in the
and Lillard.
season though.
That's it. It ain't been no lie, bro.
I'm saying, but no, there was a list of stars like people between scoring 40 points and above that, in like in this season.
This has been
It's
a high
a
scoring.
lot. It's getting to be a
This
lot.
has been a high
It's-
scoring
it's-
season.
40
but
ain't shit no more.
Yeah.
let's not confuse it with 70 though.
No, I'm not saying that these are not feats that are big, but I'm just saying like it's getting
Yeah,
a lot.
twice in
It's-
one season kind of
It's starting to get like if we see that again, I'll
You kinda
guarantee.
make each
If we
other
see it one
look
more, if we see somebody
I-
scoring 70 again this season, I'm like, all right, bro.
Are
Hey,
y'all
hey,
taking away
I'm
from
looking at
what
that as
Dame
Russell
did?
Westbrook.
Y'all taking away from
triple-double.
what Dame did. That's what y'all trying to do.
No, I think Dame's a great player. I think that 71 just speaks to his legacy, but at the same time, he going home just like me and you.
That's the only title he gonna get.
That's the craziest thing that I heard about people talking about the 71. They said Dame is probably the only player in sports that we don't expect to win a title. It's good. That's as good
That's
as
because
he
of
is.
him.
It's
That's
all
as
on
good
him.
as he is.
Because
we
he
don't
said that he
expect
want to
him win.
stay in Portland.
That's crazy.
No, that's not on him. That's on Portland.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Nah,
he
bro, I
can
don't think
leave,
so.
bro.
He can go.
No one has ever wanted to go to
Because
Portland.
this is the
period.
climate
No,
for it. I ain't got to stay here and wait for y'all to get good.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
it's up to okay. So as an organization, right? It's up. The GM's job is to put the best team out there to potentially win. So they made trades for Nurkic. They've made trades for all of these other players. Bro, go get me the legit guy. Now they've drafted amazingly because they drafted CJ McCollum. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they let him go. Simmons.
Anthony, what's his name?
Yeah, Anthony Simmons.
They got a whole history of great draft picks, but they ain't never done shit.
At this point, it's not on. They ain't fulfilled his end of the bargain.
He's done a great job of absolving himself of the same criticisms that Kevin Durant, LeBron James, all of these people get by saying, you know what,
smart.
I'm just gonna stay here.
He played it smart.
Well, okay. So then y'all feel a type of way about Giannis during the All-Star break, talking about you did it when he was talking to D-Wade, you did it the right way. You won it with the team that drafted you.
I mean, D-Wade is like the best player of all time. So what you expect gonna happen? He's the only one we know that could challenge Jordan. As a matter of fact, if it went for D-Wade, LeBron never would have got his shit.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That is true.
So he helped make LeBron the GOAT.
That is true.
To some people.
He said to some people.
Yeah.
They'll try to hide behind that nigga. Let's get into these super chats.
But yeah, they need to stop drug testing these motherfuckers.
Yeah, they always
bullshit.
Blood test after the game.
I'm just saying, like, bro,
after I hit 71.
When you saw that, you were like, damn, that's a great achievement. Then what was the second thought you had?
What I just said about him not having to never win a
drug test that
championship.
nigga.
That's gonna be the highest, like one of the highest feats that he gets. 71. The little
71 against the Rockets.
holding the paper right there with the 71. That's gonna be his
Like the
ring.
100.
Yeah, that's his ring. Ain't no titles, ain't no banners. Like I get to hold this 71 right here.
All right.
Hey, shout out to my brother Sal Jones. Happy birthday, man.
I hope Portland gave him like a great. I hope he owns
That
like
nigga
at
need
least
to be the
5
mayor.
dispensaries.
He need to be the
Something.
mayor.
He gotta have something to come
He
out.
gotta
of
be
this.
the mayor of Portland.
Yeah, he should always eat free. He should never.
Yeah, like I should have houses.
You want to eat in Portland?
everything?
No, Portland got good food.
They got good food?
Portland got
I've
a
been
food. It's a
there.
food
Really?
city.
Portland got some
Okay.
The
really
state
good
of
food.
Washington in general, I've heard.
Portland, I heard, was a good spot.
I
to
fuck
travel
with
to.
Seattle. I don't.
Portland's Oregon, but that's still right there.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, it's still right there.
Yeah,
No,
right
it's still
there.
right there though.
I'm just thinking that whole corner over there.
They all got good food though.
Tracy G said we hating on Russ.
Russell Wilson.
I think this was during the.
Seattle.
It was Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
Oh,
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
Oh, he is talking about Russell Wilson. We
Yeah,
hating on him
she.
for wanting his own. For wanting his own office in the football team. Like you know.
I think
He got an open
there's
door
an
policy, bro.
I am so neutral on Russell Wilson right now, bro.
Neutral.
I'm neutral, bro. I'm not gonna praise this nigga. I ain't gonna talk shit about him. This is his break or break season though,
Right.
career
In
wise.
football, if you getting all of these rumblings about how people don't like you and your team not messing with you, the head coach come out and said, now they got this article saying that you came in and you wanted your own office. Like
Smoke is fine.
it's over, bro.
First of all, what did Kyle say in the chat? If you get paid $200 million, you get in the corner office. Nigga, I don't give a fuck what you saying. Nigga, if I have that much leverage,
That's
yes,
why-
I want.
Is that why
My
Lamar Jackson?
open door policy is just
That's
not
why
first.
Lamar ain't got his contract. He want an office. They won't give him one. I want an office like Russ. Fuck the guaranteed money.
Lamar just want a wide receiver. That's all he asking for. He ain't even asking for all that.
They doing Lamar so dirty.
doing
bro.
Lamar. They
That's
doing
all
They
Lamar.
they
need
do.
to trade that man.
They doing Lamar.
They
doing
kicking the can on
dirty,
trading
bro.
this nigga.
Tracy G, will MA coach again Bobcats or Houston? He don't need to be bobbing for shit.
Bobcats got-
And he can't go to Houston.
I thought
You already
he
know
was
how they
coming-
cheated Deshaun.
Hey, I thought he was
Bobcats.
coming to the A. I know he
The
put his
Hornets.
bid in for that Atlanta
Oh.
coaching
I guess
job,
I'm
bro.
on the Hornets.
Yeah, probably more than likely. Your boy broke his foot, fractured his foot.
Yeah, he
Who?
did. That was LaMelo.
LaMelo, yeah, I saw that. I thought it was his ankle.
Non-contact.
His
Both
ankle.
ankle. Yo.
His ankle.
That's
It's his ankle. Okay, that's what I thought.
Damn.
You know, Ume wanted to come down here. He wanted that
He did.
Snyder job.
I bet he
Magic
did.
City.
He's
Magic
in Atlanta,
City,
bro.
He
Strokers.
should have got it.
Like he was ready to.
His
come
corner
here
office
and
would have
work
been in
there.
Blue
His
Flag.
corner- yeah, his corner office would have been right there in the Blue
right
Flag.
down the street.
And one at Strokers and one in Magic City.
I don't know. I don't think he can coach again.
No, I think
He'll coach again. He need a couple
again, for
seasons.
sure.
If Luke Walton can get a job, he can definitely get one.
Yeah, nah,
It'll be a low key job. It'll be low key, like the Kings.
Oh, I'm thinking head coach.
Yeah, head coach.
Oh.
I think he'll start off as an assistant, then he'll go into head coach.
The Kings,
He may have to humble himself. a little.
Oklahoma City, somewhere like that.
Probably.
You know, I put you like this.
Vegas when they get the franchise.
Orlando.
I think Jordan's been making better decisions lately. If they do wind up getting Wembanyama and you pair Wembanyama and LaMelo, go get you Ime. Stop fucking around. Go get you.
You
Ime.
trusted Ime that much?
Yeah.
After one season?
I trust Ime as a coach, as the homie, bro. You better watch your wife and your side.
I gotta have. You need somebody
And the
watching
side
him,
chick.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But as a coach, he
Yeah.
turned the
Yeah,
Celtics around.
100%.
The Celtics were struggling.
I'm just saying we
before he
had
came.
one season to go off of, though.
Yeah.
He turned
It was
all
a
the
great
way
season.
around.
It was a great season.
They were a 500 team when he took over. He took them to the final.
There ain't no 500 team with this Hornet squad y'all talking about.
No, I feel you, but I'm just saying, like, I think LaMelo was the right pick. Who's the high flyer that had the whole domestic stuff that
He off
he
the
said-
team, ain't he?
Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges,
he'll
he's
be
not
back
off the
next
team.
year. He is off the team.
They cut him.
Nah,
Yeah,
he's just not signed.
Yeah,
he
he'll
don't
be
have a
back.
deal.
He ain't in the
okay.
league no more.
No, he's not right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
He'll be back next year.
but I saw him say something. But you bring him back, you got LaMelo, you draft Wembanyama, you got to go get you a real coach.
Well, we gotta start drinking again, Kim.
All right.
It's a lot of
Why
ifs.
are people Tracy again? Why are people pushing KD to win this season? Not real.
What? Why wouldn't
Because he has
push him to
three
win?
other all-star caliber players.
Because he's
around
been
him.
chasing a ring since he went to Golden
I
State.
said all-star caliber. I didn't say all-stars.
Two.
DeAndre Ayton's all-star caliber. Ain't you just say he averaged 20 a game?
DeAndre Ayton.
That's
all-star.
caliber, bro. Fuck you mean?
He all-star.
DeAndre
If Brunson wasn't an all-star, then
Bro,
Ayton ain't an all-star.
DeAndre Ayton is better than everybody in Denver not named Joker.
The smartest thing KD said
It's
to
arguable.
that question right there
It's not.
when they brought
better
him
than
in the
Murray.
press conference, yes, everywhere you go, we're going to expect you to win championships because you're that good.
Yep.
That's just the reality of it.
I-
So
I- yeah,
to
I
her
respect-
question, yes, we absolutely expect him to win.
Especially when you go to a loaded team.
Yeah. Like you've been doing for the last 3 years.
chill out.
Mm.
Come on.
LeBron did the same.
not
Tracy
3 times.
again
Did
is
it once.
Trey and Luca on the hot seat.
Luka's not on a hot
Luka
seat.
ain't. It's cold as ice.
Luka, they'll never put Luka.
Jason
on the
Kidd
hot
better
seat.
watch his mouth. Actually, talking about
Well,
Luka
since
ain't
you
the
said
savior.
that,
or
I'm
whatever
gonna
it may
give you
be.
another one that go along with it from Tracy. Is Jason Kidd on the hot seat? So how about those? Both
Jason
back to
Kidd.
back.
Nah.
Jason Kidd is, Luka is not, and Kyrie do not care because he ain't.
He gonna be out- he gonna be
It
gone
don't
off
matter
that
to him
team.
one way
Yeah.
or another. He'll burn the whole house down.
I don't think Jason Kidd is on the hot seat this year.
If he keep talking about Luka, he is. Saying he not the savior, he got to play defense.
I don't think it's this season. I think it's next season that he'll be on the hot seat. He's not on the hot. I don't think he loses his job this
Because he
year.
overachieved last year.
This year is just kind of whatever. And then we got to see what happens in the offseason. Are you bringing back Kyrie? Are you not? Are we looking to bolster this roster? Like, what's the direction? So depending on all of that type of stuff, this is not the hot year seat for J. Kidd. This is next year.
Kid better watch his back.
So better talk
He
about
better
Luka.
watch his back. He gonna get his Luka gonna this Trey
The
Young.
white
on.
savior gonna go in the
Yeah.
office, be like, Mark, get him out.
He
of
gonna
here.
get him out of there, bro.
Jason Kidd gonna real,
Yeah,
learn
calling
real
him.
quick.
What did he say? They need
He
that
said
more
he ain't the
mature.
savior. Yeah, he need to
Yeah,
mature, and he
yeah,
ain't.
so-
I'm not the savior, so I ain't got to. Some crazy shit he said.
Yeah, and he's known for talking shit.
They gonna learn it.
I think Trey's definitely on the hot seat. You know, you go to the ECF, but now you're a coach killer.
Mm-hmm.
So that reputation is
He got one more
following you.
season before he get that label.
Yeah,
but
so-
he's on track.
Yep. So he need to watch out.
And here's the thing: like, he's getting a coach with a proven track record.
Yep.
He's turning it around
Yep.
and it
Mhm.
being legit. So if it don't work under this guy,
It's you.
it's you, bro.
Mhm.
You gotta go. And they already got your replacement.
And then Luka, you got Kyrie now. You ran Chris Stapps out of town, so now you got Kyrie. You done lost 5 or 6. How's this thing gonna keep going? So I don't know. But both done been to conference finals. They say that about them. But now it's titles. Stephen A. Spliff, do you think they're worried about Bryce Young's size is justified, considering the season Tua just had?
It's not even just Tua.
Yeah.
It's Tua, Zach Wilson.
All the small quarterbacks.
All the small quarterbacks got Trey Lance,
Kyler Murray.
like
Trey,
Kyler
Trey's
Murray.
not small though.
Yeah, Trey a big guy.
He's like 6'3",
Oh, he looks he looks
big.
smaller.
6'4". Like Trey's
When
a
he
big
got hurt, he looked small. I was just saying,
Bryce is gonna be fine.
there's a lot of little niggas that's getting hit.
Why you say that?
I just think so. I think he'll be okay. I mean,
I don't think so because he going to a shitball team who probably ain't got no
Yeah,
offensive
bro,
line.
I don't know. He can hold
he's a
up,
smart
man.
player, and he's made it work thus far.
He made it work in Alabama where he has the best offensive line and the best players.
Yeah, and he was the
And
best.
he still
of the
got
best.
Yeah, but like Nick said, like if I behind the best and I know that they head and shoulders above everybody else, we in the NFL, everybody even, bro. Somebody gonna get off that end. Somebody gonna come up that middle. Just like Tua, you gonna get picked up and dropped on your neck.
But I mean, the bigger guys take the same punishment. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but I can't pick
don't
up.
think it's no
I
different.
can't pick up Josh Allen and like suplex him. Though.
He's a smart player, though. I think he's gonna surprise people.
Aaron Donald get one hand on him and it's a wrap. He go throw his ass.
Well, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, 'cause Aaron Donald's retired.
I
Like,
was
he ain't
waiting on
coming
that
back.
one.
But
I
the
was
big
waiting on
dude
that.
from Georgia, number 88, man, he catch a hold of him like. I don't trust it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
don't
think he'll be
trust it
fine.
at all.
I think Bryce Young may fall.
I also agree with what Sean Payton said. You know, when you're drafting that high, top 15,
No little
picks,
guys.
no little guy, like because, and this is what I've always said about the draft, right? And like, you could live by that ideology or not, but you're drafting potential, and a guy that's 6'4", 220 has more potential than a guy that's 5'10",
How big was Drew
170.
Brees?
6 feet.
He ain't
Yeah,
never
but Drew
drafted
Brees
him.
is an anomaly.
And
Like,
Drew
he's not
Brees-
the standard.
And
Yeah,
Drew
he-
Brees wasn't the number one pick either. Drew Brees went the
But I'm
second
saying
round.
Drew Brees made his career, and he
went
was
the
a small
second
quarterback,
round,
so
though.
you can win with a small
no,
quarterback.
and we're not
And
saying
he's
we're not
the
saying
best
that you
quarterback.
If
can't.
I'm drafting Bryce in the second round, we're not having this conversation.
Nah,
Exactly.
he's not the second round, he's the first
Just like Russell Wilson. Like,
Yeah.
you
Third
can
round,
have
yeah.
success,
Yeah.
but we're talking, I'm drafting you second or third.
I'm drafting you first. You supposed to go first overall. You 5'10",
Mhm.
5'9". Like,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
on.
Bryce
Right.
Young
Right.
said, "Watch the tape. He ain't that small."
He 5'10"
He
and
measured
a half.
at 5'10", 180.
With shoes on.
That's
Man.
Kyler Murray size, bro.
He
And he's
just
not
said watch
fast
the
as Kyler
tape.
Murray.
He just said, "Watch the tape."
I hope so, man. I hope he do well.
All right.
What makes him special?
Is here between here
Uh-oh.
and the fact that he gets it done?
You said,
He got
Uh-oh.
a
You
thing.
start talking
Hey, I
about.
say, don't
You start talking about the
we
Will
said-
Levis stats.
Hey.
He got it right here.
We
Like,
said,
ah,
I said, we
No,
said
that ain't
two.
Will Levis.
We
No,
said two
no,
was
he got-
good
No, he
between
threw it
here.
on the field too. Now Will Levis don't do it on the field at all.
I was
Yeah,
just
that-
fucking right.
Yeah,
That's the
saying.
thing when they say he got
Sheldon,
it right here.
don't
it's
talk
trouble.
about between here. We said same thing about two. This ain't
Oh,
right
yeah,
no
yeah,
more.
Y'all knocked that out of him.
We didn't knock it out of him.
He got it knocked out of him, but it wasn't us.
But
Bengals.
I do want to put a pin in this one. Sheldon's starting to get Google eyes for Bryce Young. He's starting to fall in love, y'all.
It's gonna be one of those
He's falling in
situations.
love.
with
He's
Jalen.
getting-
He love them
like
Alabama
Bryce,
quarterbacks,
Vibes,
bro.
bro. It's
Man,
like them fucking cartoons, bro.
I like
Alabama
Bryce,
quarterbacks,
man.
bro.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You got to tight.
Drink more water. Giannis is second and fourth quarter scoring FIFO.
I don't have no grabs for Giannis.
Kev, fun fact: Dame Lillard and Bradley Beal have the same amount of playoff wins in their career. I found this to be pretty wild. How is that possible?
I didn't even know Bradley Beal had made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, because y'all forgetting arguably the best backcourt before the best backcourt became
Oh, with him
the
and
best
John
backcourt.
Wall.
Yeah, with him and John Wall, like they were perennial playoff team.
I think
I do not remember
That seemed like so
Yeah.
long ago, bro.
Yeah,
Wow.
because LeBron was still in Cleveland.
that was
That's
like
why,
early.
because that was the
That was like
pickup
2014 or
of the
something.
Karan Butler, Washington, Cleveland shit. It
Well,
sure
no.
was. No, the pickup of it, because you remember they tried to act like that was a rival when Arenas was there.
Yeah, with Gilbert.
And then they said
then-
when
yeah.
the other 2
Mhm,
came that this
mhm.
was the renewal of it. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
that.
yeah.
With John Wall.
Damn,
Damn.
I gotta look at that. How
Man,
is
it
that
seemed
possible?
like a
'Cause
long
that-
Damn. Yeah, his first. Wait, hold on. 2013.
Mhm.
His second year in the league.
Yep.
They went 3 years in a row.
Mhm. They had a run, bro. They were arguably top 2 backcourts in the NBA.
Damn,
Like
couldn't-
John Wall was that guy.
They couldn't get along.
It-
That's
Well,
what they said. That's
John-
what the reports
They said
were.
that, yeah, that's true.
you
They didn't know who the number one was.
Yeah.
John Wall was for sure he was the number one, and Bradley Beal was putting
Like,
up
you
number
can't
one
shoot.
numbers.
Well, They went back to back and then went again in 2016 and then 2017.
That's crazy.
Wow,
That
I
seemed
didn't.
like
I
an
did not,
eternity ago,
bro. It does. I forgot. I didn't know Bradley
I
Beal
forgot
was
they
in the
played
playoffs
together,
like
honestly.
that, bro. That's
I
fucking
get it.
nuts.
Because I was a big John Wall fan.
Yeah, the last thing I remember about John Wall in Washington was when he hit the Dougie on his first game. Hey,
He jumped up on
hey,
score saver.
bruh, when he was
Oh,
coming out of college, bruh, he was one of the hottest motherfuckers out, bruh. And he, I don't
The
even know if
thing I
he
like
lived up to
about
it.
him, the mentality, he had it. Obviously had to work on his game with the jumper. Like there was certain skills that he didn't have that he didn't possess. But the thing I loved about him was the athletic ability, and then the fact that he was somewhat awkward. He's a right-handed player that prefers to dunk left. How do you guard? And then he's blazing fast with the ball. To me, there haven't been a lot of point guards like him. Like in the midst of a game, that man coming full straight at you. You're thinking right hand, and he go left and go yam on you, or catch an alley over two people. It's like the issue with that team with Bradley and John Wall was that to me, pure point guards are not number one guys.
And John Wall wanted to be
And he
one.
wanted to be a number one guy. A pure point guard is an extension of the coach on the court. You dictate the game, like John Morant. You dictate the game. And then you need a scorer like Bradley. Then you need a bucket getter like somebody else that they, should have drafted and stuff like that. But John Wall's mentality of being Russell Westbrook syndrome. You can't be the number one guy if you're the point guard. You could be the best player, but you're not the number one scorer.
All right, last one. Drink more water. That was disrespectful as fuck. The Kings have way more to be discussed than the Lakers or Golden State. They have the league's best offense. Fox is a bonus deserved love.
He must be from Sacramento.
Yeah.
You said they don't?
What are you discussing about the Kings?
When has it been proven?
There's nothing to be said about them, bro.
All them other guys, he said, what were the teams that he named? The Lakers and who else?
The Lakers and Golden State. Maybe not Golden State, but maybe the Lakers.
Maybe the Lakers.
But the Lakers have the king, LeBron, that has been to multiple finals. Like, there's an expectation when LeBron is on your roster.
All right, so now that LeBron out, are they worth talking about?
Yeah, because LeBron out.
To see if they can hold it up. Yeah, it's on AD.
They still
Kings,
top
it's
news.
been, 15 years since they've been this good? Like,
bro,
I agree with what FIFO said. Yeah,
Chris Webber.
Like, we have to at least be up 2-1 in the playoffs.
Yeah, like you have to prove it. You like there's not. I believe in the regular season. The regular season means something to me. That's what gets you to the Hall of Fame.
You're the last one.
Yeah, I am the last one. I don't put as much stock as I do the playoffs. Playoffs are weighted heavier, but the regular season means something. At the end of the day,
It don't sound like it.
the Kings have not proved anything. So that's why I'm like contender.
I mean, but it's still like at one point, I know I was questioning like the trade that they made. Looking at how Halliburton was playing in Indy.
Yeah.
But that trade worked out well for them this season.
teams.
It really turned everything around for them. So I think that deserves some discussion. Like,
Yeah, but again, like, do you trust that team to do something in the playoffs?
I mean,
No, that's a no, Ken. Come on now.
who they matching up against?
Nah, I just think this could be their like come up year, and then we can see what happens later on. But right now,
Yeah.
I don't see them doing anything.
Look. Can they win a round? Yes. Can they upset somebody in the second round? Most 100%. But I don't believe. I have to see.
Right now,
Like,
they'll play the Mavs.
They'll play the Mavs or the Warriors. No, they'll play the Warriors right now.
The
they
Kings
gonna
are
get
third. I thought the
smoked.
Mavs are six.
They're
Mavs are
third.
six.
Warriors are
they
6.
would get smoked.
I don't know.
Look, Ken, we've been doing this Dead End Sports Show for a minute now. And we've watched a lot of playoff basketball together. And we've seen a lot of young teams with no experience get drugged by an experienced team. They don't know how to close out a game in the playoffs.
But anyway, that's the show. We appreciate you guys coming through. We'll holler at you guys next week. We out.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Happy birthday,
Sacramento
bro.
not ready. They not
Yeah.
ready.